The takes are strong. The opinions are loud. And the conversation is never boring. Sean Brace, Ray Dunne, Brace and Dunne. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Unbelievable. An extra 8 seconds of radio. How am I supposed to live like this? Who's teaching math to these kids? Time to send everyone back to school. Welcome on into Brace and Dunne. I'm a little upset I didn't win Wine of the Week. I'll be honest with you. I feel like I could put up dynasty-like numbers. I feel like I could be the Bill Russell of Wine of the Week. Colarulo deserved it because I feel like that's also a Lifetime Achievement Award for Bill Colarulo. And if you miss what we're talking about, Marks and Salciunas, tune in 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Wine of the Week, 8:30 on Fridays, and it had me dying laughter on my way from PHL 17 into the station today. I was cracking up sitting there. Somehow more traffic from there to the station than I sat in from the city trying to get out to Ballackinwood. I don't understand how it happens that way, but that was the roadwork problems I came into today. You are fired up today, Sean Brace, and there's a lot I want to dive into with just you specifically as a human being. Yeah, you're crying at Dan Campbell's speeches, you're watching Georgetown football, and above all else, you are wearing a Tua jersey, a Tua Dolphins jersey today. Happy Football Friday to you, Sean Brace.
Football Guy Friday is here. We got live action. Buckle up the chin strap. Keep the pads low, boys. Establish the run. Beef up front. Let's go. Move the chains. Ball. Oh, it's an exciting time of the year. Yeah, I was watching Georgetown football last night.
Yes, you were. You came in today. You were like, man, last night Ty Simpson looked great.
A lot of preseason
Georgetown football was moving the ball. Were they moving the ball up and down the field?
Guess who played last night in the NFL in a preseason game 3?
Dylan Gabriel.
Justin Herbert.
Really?
Threw an unbelievable touchdown pass, too. Just intriguing to see it from somebody like Harbaugh to say, you know what, let's do it.
Certainly the Chargers haven't been burned by injury problems the last couple of years. It's a great idea to throw your quarterback out there in week 3 of the preseason.
So many tentacles on that conversation. We're not going to waste any time on that. None of it matters. Get me to September 13th from the Eagles' perspective. But, boys, it's here. We got real football tomorrow. We kick things off. I get it. TCU, UNC. It's a reason to tune in.
Very intriguing. Yes, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to watch.
Is Jordan going to make it from the Guinness Brewery all the way to the game? Who knows? Who knows?
I know you would not make it. That's
absolutely not,
damn
especially
sure.
for TCU UNC.
Well, remember last year.
Another Guinness.
Remember last year, the Kansas State quarterback, his father and his brother were fighting. Post-game.
That's right. I forgot about that.
The father and the brother of the quarterback for Kansas State, I'm forgetting his name, they literally were brawling. They got filmed post-game. Things happen. McAfee got toasted. He was annihilated in that pregame show leading up.
Yeah. Well,
there's only one way to do it if you're going to go out there in Ireland for the game.
I mean, I don't know.
Regardless.
You put me on TV, maybe there'd be 2 ways to do it, the professional way and the way that McAfee did it. I mean, and I'm one that's known to indulge.
When the world revolves around you, things are going to be a little bit different. But regardless, football is here, boys. We're going to have a fun show today. We got a lot to discuss, a lot of Eagles conversation, college football. And there was a lot of great feedback, too, yesterday from Yogi Roth, a lot of Penn State conversation on the timeline. This is what we do here. This is why we lift those weights in the offseason. It's football.
Yeah, so September 13th, we can be fired up about football beginning.
No, you're not going to do that to me. No.
All right. We're opening the show UNC TCU on Monday. Football season's back. Yeah, I got you. I understand. I'm excited to watch the football, too. I'm just not sitting. Last night, I was bored to tears because, I'm sorry, Georgetown football didn't wet the whistle for me. Ty Simpson didn't wet the whistle for me either.
How about Delaware State?
I didn't watch.
Deshaun Jackson.
I appreciate Deshaun Jackson. All he gave for me.
And
it's August, man.
I hate to ask this question, but are you a football guy?
I'm a football guy when it matters. September. Did we not do that show to open up this show a week and a half ago, Connor Thomas?
I believe I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Connor,
Reverse Green Day.
Are you a football guy, Connor?
Yeah, I'm an Eagles guy.
All right.
I'm an NFL guy. I'm a big-time college game guy. I'm not exactly in on the Sacramento States of the world, but, hey, you do your thing, brother.
Bill Belichick being embarrassed in Ireland, I'm in.
Time out. 20-second. I am not talking about the world of the FBS yesterday or preseason week 3. I am talking about tomorrow. I am talking about college football kicking off with an ACC battle with a team that went to the conference championship game, lost to Miami, I think, Virginia. I forget how that played out. Still, though, Virginia, really good season last year. NC State, that's an ACC battle to get the party started. USC kicking off. These aren't moving your needle. You're not a football guy.
I'm just watching the game. There's no stakes for me. I'm like, that's just kind of what it is. For me, football season begins when I have stakes.
It's not difficult.
I got no stakes in the game.
It's if you're tuned in, you're ready to go, you're excited about college football getting started, you're a football guy. If not, you're an Eagles guy. You're an NFL guy. I get it. It's all
When
good.
I have stakes, then I'm interested. I don't have stakes.
You want stakes?
I would love some stakes.
Omaha, dial them up.
All right, let's do it.
I could also give you a play or two to get you invested tomorrow, too, as well.
All right, fine.
I'll get you some stakes.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm good. I'll watch. Speaking of watching, there's something that got you fired up, Connor fired up. You would have thought Ben Solak came in here and said he was going to steal Brace's wife and that he was going to close down Garage the way that Sean and Connor got hot and bothered by what went on ESPN yesterday. Because it dropped, I think, yesterday midday. We saw it probably towards the end of the show yesterday. We're like, oh, you were all hot and bothered, upset about it. Connor came in today. He's like, it's ridiculous. It's BS. So Ben Solak, writer for ESPN, did his rankings of watchability for the 32 NFL teams. The Eagles, you asked me when you saw it, where do you think they are? I was like, 16. They ended up 15th on the list. They were right there in the middle of the pack. And I'll give the floor to either one of you who want to tell me why I should be hot and bothered over the fact that the Eagles are a middle-tier watchability team for a national reporter.
I'll hand it over to Connor because, it's easy for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching them play. I enjoy the game of football. I like watching my team win. It's easy. I don't even want to argue about it. You already heard me whine. I'm a football guy. It's easy. Connor, take it.
Yeah, I feel like after this Open, I don't know if you're the authority on watchability because you'll watch anything. You're an equal opportunity watcher, it sounds like, when it comes to football.
Yeah. Boys, we complain about it from March until literally August. Get me to football season. And now it's here, and you guys are like, I'll talk to you on September 13th.
It's not here. It will be here.
College football's kicking off tomorrow.
I don't root for UNC, Sean.
You don't have to root for anybody, but it's college football's kicking off tomorrow.
Cool. I could have watched preseason. I could have watched guys that are better than all those guys try and make an NFL roster. That does nothing for me either.
The big point is, it's football season. It's football season. And you guys are like, eh. So it comes down to the watchability. The watchability is it's ball. It's 11 on 11 out there. It's the thing that we eat, sleep, and drink. It is literally the thing that brings this country together. The one thing that we unite on.
America's pastime.
Bar none is football. That's it. When the football is on the screen, I feel like that's the only thing that we can somewhat connect on.
So on the
Not
Eagles,
agree.
Right. Not on the Eagles with this watchability list with Solak. My biggest issue are some of the teams that are ahead of the Eagles. I don't need you to tell me that the Eagles are the most exciting football team in the world so I can feel warm and fuzzy at night. Like, I understand that the brand of offense they play is not, at least in the past, the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay offense. Maybe we'll see that this year with Sean Mannion. But if you're going to tell me the Minnesota freaking Vikings or the Jacksonville Jaguars are above this team when it comes to watchability, I'm seeing stars. Maybe it's an offensive watchability, and that's what this list read like to me. Oh, do they have an exciting new age offense? Because this defense is stacked to the gills with playmakers. Zach Baugh, Defensive Player of the Year nominee. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, both All-Pros last year. Jalen Carter, brand new contract monster. Jalen Hunt, Defensive Player of the Year this year. Book it. Maybe not. But, and also with the offense, you have Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, a great offensive line. How could they not be watchable? They are not middle of the pack. It's crazy.
Yeah, I co-sign everything he said except for the great offensive line part. We don't know about that. But everything.
If they're healthy.
Jalen Carter, Coop, Quinyon, all pros. I watched the highlight film of Jalen Carter 2 nights ago. It involved Georgia. A few things of him slamming the head of the offensive line that he was going up against. Illegal. Didn't catch a flag. So I didn't share it. But, man, it got the juices going. Jalen Carter is an absolute
You're worried about that
madman.
guy sitting in his basement like, Brace, I don't know if you know this, but it's an illegal.
Yeah, well, I don't want it because exactly the first 2 comments are going to be like, yeah, He got away with that one.
Great players get away with things.
Hey, look, he's in the trenches.
People assume he's going to be dominant, so they don't throw the flag.
Things happen in the trenches. That's man versus man down there.
That's the battle of the football guys right there.
That's right, exactly. So all I know is I'm right there with Connor, though. I co-sign everything. I think we can look at how this offense has been playing last year, how it played last year, and that could have us have a little pause of if we're going to talk about the entertainment value from this team. I'm not going to deny that. But to have them at 17, again, that's
15.
just... Oh, 15, excuse me. That's just...
Jaguars are 17.
You guessed 17, that's right. That's disrespectful. It just is. This is a... Do we not carry any weight in that? Playing a game in Philadelphia, are we not a part of that conversation? Oh. You think about the home run derby, how we kicked the door in and stole the scene from booing everybody out there. It's all encompassing. It's all part of that conversation.
The Eagles fans booing a 3-and-out moves them from 15th to 9th.
I think it's an act. There's nobody more passionate than us in this city.
And that's fine.
That's not me doing anything other than stating the truth.
And that's fine. But the watchability for this team, Benjamin Solak making this list, leaving them somewhere in the middle of this, if you were a regular football fan out there in Indiana, Wisconsin, somewhere like, oh, let me look at the 1 o'clock games today. Like week 2, Eagles-Titans. That game, I believe, is a 1 o'clock start. There's probably a game on that docket that the average NFL fan's like, you know what? I'll watch that over the Eagles. Or if you're talking red zone, there were times last year where you forgot the Eagles were playing because red zone wasn't cutting to them because the offense wasn't moving the football. For Solak to come in and be a little skeptical of the fact that this is someone that is going to be at the top of the watchability or excitement list for you in this season, I totally understand. You said it. The exact words I was looking for, Sean Brace. I enjoy watching my team win. I enjoy watching the Eagles because, like Connor and I just said about college football, there's stakes with the Eagles. I enjoy it because it's my team, because every single play I'm living and dying with. If I wasn't an Eagles fan, the way the offense has gone the last couple of years, sure, the idea that Saquon could hit a home run on every play, that's exciting. That's something that's watchable for me. But ultimately, I went through 2 games last year where the second half, the offense didn't complete a pass. 3-and-out percentage was amongst the top in football. So what? Solak has you in the middle of the pack. It hasn't been an incredibly exciting brand of football. You know what it's done? It's won. It doesn't matter if it's exciting. They win games. It's great. I'm not getting myself bent out of shape, though, over people in the middle of America being like, yeah, maybe I don't want to watch the Eagles this week.
I absolutely am, because in a vacuum, your point absolutely stands, right? The Eagles are not the most exciting offense in the NFL, or at least haven't been. Again, we will see what Sean Mannion does. We're starting to move in that direction of the modern offense. But you got to look at some of the teams on this list above the Philadelphia Eagles. The Washington Commanders are at 13? What about the Washington Commanders makes you want to sit down and watch that team? Like, how are you going to tell me that they are more watchable with Jaden Daniels, who barely played last year, Stephon Diggs, who was out on the street for most of the offseason, Terry McLaurin, who's never had another guy, and who else do they have on offense? Who else do they have on defense? Like, David Blau's offense is going to be something that you say, get the popcorn ready for?
I'm going to start my show in Buffalo today on Sports Talk Radio. How do you put the Eagles ahead of the Bills?
That's wrong, too.
So we're going to say the Commanders is correct. Connor was correct.
No, I'm not saying that the Commanders are correct. I'm saying for them to be somewhere outside of the top 10 in this middle-tier pack is just at this point picking, all right, I want to see what Jaden Daniels is in year 3. I'm more intrigued by that. The Eagles, I think, at this point, if you go across the NFL, maybe it's why I've got the implicit trust and why I think the question is no longer are the Eagles going to be good. It's just how good are the Eagles going to be. If I'm doing watchability for every week, I'm more excited to find out about the unknown. The Eagles, I think, are going to win double-digit games. Like if I'm sitting out there and I'm being someone in the middle of America tuning in for a football, my variance level for the Eagles, that team's going to find a way to win.
You guys make me extremely uncomfortable, and I say you guys, you and John, both said the same thing today. And it sends shit. Oh, they're going to win 11 games. Lock it in. Like, I just.
Well, they are.
Bank it. Cut the tape. There you go. On 10-13 on August 28th. We'll save it. Regardless.
No. I got a word for you. I'm curious. Should we sound some of these? Are you sounding some of these?
No.
This team's not going to be good?
No.
I don't want to say it because
Ray,
you've been upset with people sounding alarms this week.
Everybody starts off 0-0. Okay, let me give you a little football guy cliche here. A football guy.
Oh, I know.
Friday.
You've got the 0-2.
I got the coach speak. I do not. Connor's convinced me I'm going to own my breakfast sandwich. That's all right. Where's my 6-pack, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I owe you that.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Shout out to Andrew. He's a real one. Ray, I got to remind him. With that being said, no, I focusing on the Eagles, it's a great question as far as watchability is concerned. Because for me, I get it. It's about winning. It's our team. We want to pull up on a Sunday. I just think it's one of those deals, and you know where I'm going to go with this. I think it's always a part of, if you're doing a list, throw the Eagles in there, have a little negative spin, because we're going to engage like nobody's business. I know you roll your eyes at that, but it's reality. It's the truth. Every list, they do it. You'd be stupid not to. You'd be dumb to put out a list on ESPN.com and not have some sort of negative spin towards the Eagles. Just one man's take. You don't have to agree. What I would disagree with you on is how that offense operates. Yeah, Saquon Barkley, I can't sit here and tell you that that is boring to me. Could he potentially take a home run? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's not Saquon Barkley. That's not the Saquon Barkley that we watched at Penn State, that we watched with the Giants. Saquon Barkley is worth the price of admission alone. Saquon Barkley, and every time he touches the ball, could take it to the house. That should bump up the Eagles to at least top 10. Saquon alone. That's on the offense. We know nobody likes defense. We know defense is boring. Defense wins championships. This is an offensive conversation.
Yep.
I'm not here to deny that. I understand what comes with the quarterback, whatever. Regardless, though, Saquon Barkley deserves a little bit more respect.
It's not even, here's the thing, though. Like, you would be right. My biggest issue is the list, and the watchability conversation is a bigger one about the Eagles that I think is really intriguing. But they've got the Texans at 12.
Yeah,
the
I
last
thought
time
that
we
was
saw
ridiculous.
C.J. Stroud, he was throwing 5 interceptions in a postseason game. So if it's defense plays, well, the Eagles have a good defense, too. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to this damn list. So it's probably just to piss us off, and I'm eating the trash today, and that's okay.
All right, let's go through it then. Bears, number 1 on this list.
You know me.
Yeah.
Love the Bears.
Right.
Ben Johnson.
The Bills are behind the Eagles. The Bills, to me, are one of the most watchable teams in all of football.
Yeah. That list is terrible then. Go ahead. Keep going. Who's 2?
You want to go down the list?
Yeah, let's go down the list here. Sorry. 2.
2 would be the Rams.
Okay.
3, the Lions.
Yeah, I got no issue with, like, the top 5. The top
4
5
being the Chargers.
Football guy, Dan Campbell. Chargers, 4? I mean, all right. Sure.
Patriots,
Do
5.
the Chargers really move your needle? Be honest.
I'm fascinated by the Mike McDaniel thing out there. Because I
Okay.
think it's either going to be one of the great things that we see. Like, that offense could be one of the best in football. It also could be an absolute train wreck.
No argument.
That guy does intrigue me.
Okay, top 5. I think it's a stretch, but I can get there with you.
Patriots.
Come on.
Well, the
You're
A.J.
telling
Brown
me?
thing's a big part of that.
I'm watching for a whole nother reason. I want to see how Vrabel holds up this season.
That's also big.
That's
All right.
watchability right there.
Okay.
That's drama. That's
All right.
a TV show.
Top
Cowboys
5,
being
okay.
6.
Cowboys, you always got to have them up there, sure.
That's a hate watch.
Hard to watch with the sun, but we'll figure a way.
Bengals for me being 7 is so much lower. The Bengals this season are so intriguing.
Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow.
Right, Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. And I don't know if he hates being there, if he likes being there, if the entire thing's about to fall apart. That's watchable for me. Plus, if they don't have a defense again, it's just going to be shootout after shootout.
Yeah,
assuming they're
Jamar was
healthy.
already complaining about the defense on microphone last year. They lost Trey Hendrickson, so.
We haven't even mentioned the reigning Super Bowl champions yet.
Really?
I'm saying they're 8 here.
They shouldn't be 8. I get it. It's the Super Bowl champions. But if we're just basing it off of, like you said, with A.J. Brown, that's new, that's fresh. Seattle is a snooze.
This is the part of the list where you could start talking me into the Eagles.
All right.
The Seahawks, I agree with you on that. They're the reigning Super Bowl champs, though. If you want to show the Knicks the respect of the Knicks being the Knicks, the Seahawks are the Seahawks.
All right, keep going.
Vikings, this is absurd.
Yeah,
Being
get them
9.
out of there.
J.J. and Kyler, though, is intrigued.
You can't see Kyler on your TV screen unless you have 4K, and JJ's not going to be on the field.
Or not Justin Jefferson.
And the teams
Sure.
in front
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Eagles, you go Broncos, Ravens, Texans, Commanders, Buccaneers, then the Birds.
Yeah, I think we could poke holes in that list all
Yeah,
day.
you of course could. But also the 49ers being behind the Eagles.
Eagles need to be top 10. I agree with you with the Bills. It's Josh Allen. You can't have the MVP as a quarterback and be like, they're at 20 in the league. No, he's appointment television. Josh Allen is dominant. He is
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, 29 years old. Read a great article about him last night, how he is going to change the game this season. More on that later.
The Chiefs, by the way, 22nd. Like, you could poke holes in this argument, but I'm not losing my mind of the Eagles being somewhere beyond the top 10.
And let me push back. I'm losing my mind. I don't get caught up on anything Benjamin Solak puts out there. I just think that, again, there's more to these things with the list than we ever want to go with. And Connor somewhat agreed with me. They know what they're doing. take a shot at Philly, put them 15. You know you're going to get a little bit more engagement. We just poked holes in it. They should be top 10. And for my money, this offense with Sean Mannion, the unknown, Devontae Smith, what he's been able to do with that frame, Heisman Trophy winner, who's going to, Mekhi Lemon, Saquon Barkley. There's a lot of reasons to want to tune in and watch them operate on offense.
Does it matter if they have an exciting brand of football?
I say no, because all I care about is winning. But to everybody else that ranks Jalen Hurts as 17th best quarterback in the NFL tells you otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Does it matter to you, though? I'm asking you personally.
No, I just want to win. I have DFS. I have other things that I want to be entertained with. As long as the Eagles find a way to win a game, that's all that matters.
The Sixers will be at the top of the NBA League Pass rankings for a lot of people because they want to watch LeBron. That's exciting.
Yeah.
To me, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter for the Eagles to be at the top of your watchable list because ultimately, like you said, it's about winning. Like, if they want to rank the Eagles 15th, rank the Eagles 15th.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Like, we talk college football to start this. If I have a choice to turn on, like, a Big Ten game or a conference that's actually going to air it out a little bit, like, I'm watching them air it out. I don't really
want to watch And the Big Ten team is probably going to win the championship.
I got you.
Hey, don't say that to Yogi.
This is the eat your vegetables conversation. What you should do and what I want to do. I want dessert. I want steak. Like, I don't really want to eat the broccoli. And the Eagles might be the broccoli of the NFL. They're very good for you. But entertaining to me matters. I think they're more entertaining than Solak has them. But I also think that if you ask the owner who's going into the Eagles Hall of Fame, that he would say, with what they did with Mannion this offseason and changing the offensive style, that they want it to be more entertaining.
You're dipping your toe in. Just jump into the pool, man. It's fine where they're ranked.
I got to test the temperature first.
It's
Salciunas
fine.
almost got his head cut off for a take this week. These are dangerous waters out here, all right?
I'm
we'll
more
get
mad
to
at you guys
Salciunas.
not being in ready to go for Saturday than anything. That list does nothing for me right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm more upset with both of you guys trying to pour cold water on my first football guy Friday. Like, for crying out loud, boys. I was sobbing on the way in today.
Yes, we'll get to Sean Brace sobbing at Dan Campbell coming up following the news at noon. We got Tim McManus early today.
I mean, Morehead
Joining us
State
coming up.
Morehead State didn't wet your whistle, boys.
Yeah.
Against Ohio Dominican. Look at it, 34-0 at the end of the first quarter. That didn't move your needle.
Ohio Dominican.
That's what it says.
Tim McManus joining us talking Eagles, what he took away from camp, the final preseason game live coming up next. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunn. This is Brace and Dunn, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Ricky Bo. on the Fanatics YouTube right now.
How about that?
Here again is Sean and Ray on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Welcome back. Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Connor Thomas will be joined in a matter of moments by Tim McManus.
He's a football guy.
He's a football guy. I'm sure he's fired up for the fourth stringers. We'll get some Cole Payton information tonight. We'll break down the depth of the offensive line. I want to watch Ty Robinson tonight. I want to watch Carson Steele tonight. I want to see a full half of Cole Payton. That's what I'm looking forward to tonight.
Well, Ty Robinson has something to prove, according to Vic Fangio.
Yeah, he's been, what was it? He was on life support. Was that the quote from Vic Fangio?
4 sacks in 2 games. This is a guy that's really made an impact in the preseason games.
Right.
I get it. But it's interesting because you know darn well Vic Fangio's saying that for a reason. He sees him operate on the practice field. So here Vic Fangio comes in and says, well, he's got to do it up against better competition. I assume, like, hey, he's going to get that opportunity come regular season.
That's what I'm looking. 4 things for you tonight.
What do you got?
Carson Steele, Ty Robinson, Cole Payton, and 000s on the clock, meaning the next time I see the Eagles take the field, it's a real game. All right? Those are the 4 things I'm looking forward to tonight.
Home game for the people out there.
That's right. I hope they're already out there tailgating.
Got to work on the Eagles chance. People.
Yeah.
Got to get, freshen up the pipes.
You got to remember how to spell Eagles, all right? That goes for everyone out there, including the mayor.
Some it's tough for.
Coming up now, joining us from ESPN, Tim McManus, making some time out of his Friday to join us. Tim, I'm looking forward to tonight, and you heard it right there. 000s on the clock is really the biggest thing for me this evening. What is the one big thing for Tim McManus that you are looking forward to out of preseason game 3?
Makai Lemon.
There you go.
We're going to see Lemon tonight, boys. So that's kind of the hints that we were getting on the practice field the last time that they were out there the other day, that Lemon is going to get a little bit of taste of preseason action. I agree with this move, by the way. I feel like he's missed a lot of time. And while, of course, you're worried about the hamstring and you're worried about having him ready for the start of the season, you need to get him some reps in this offense and get him moving a little bit before the real things begin. So, yeah, I got all eyes on number 9.
So, for me, Tim, we were just talking about Ty Robinson. What is your take on it? Because this dude has kicked butt and took names. 4 sacks in the first 2 games of preseason, and Vic Fangio, which we talked about last week. You got to love it from Vic's perspective because he's going to tell you what's on his mind. And he said something along the lines this week. I'm paraphrasing. You were there, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, but something that he needs to do it up against better competition. What have you seen from Ty Robinson at practice and your thoughts as far as him having success come week 1 regular season?
I really like what I've seen out of Ty Robinson over the last 2.5 weeks in particular, Sean, and you can see it in those preseason games where he's bringing a lot more juice and physicality than he had in his arsenal last season. And I remember speaking with him, it was towards the end of last year, and you could sort of tell that he was going through it, that his rookie season did not go the way that he anticipated. I kind of wondered walking away from my conversation with him if his confidence had been dinged a little bit. And he was the whole conversation that we had was basically like, what kind of advice would you give rookies? And he's like, I should have been more proactive and go into the trainers to get me more flexible. But you're learning all these new ropes, and it can be a difficult adjustment for a college player. But he came back stronger. He came back with more moves, and he came back with added confidence. I think it's a credit to the training staff that worked with him this summer. He stayed in Philly to make sure that he got as good as he could be. And I followed up with Vic Fangio asking him, has he earned a spot in your defensive tackle rotation? And he said, yes, probably has. And so I do think that he's going to make this team. I don't know how big of a role it's going to be, but I do feel like, especially based off what Fangio said, that he's going to be on the team and he's going to get some snaps.
For you, now that we can put training camp in the rear view and get to the final preseason game tonight, what is the biggest thing that Tim McManus learned about this Philadelphia Eagles team from camp?
That the passing offense is going to be a work in progress. I already knew that the defense was awesome. I had confidence that they would be able to go in with the running back that they have in Saquon Barkley and the offensive line that looks a lot healthier and a new scheme and be able to make that work. And I have confidence that that will look pretty good from the start. Not perfect, but I still think that the running game is going to look pretty good in the beginning. The passing game has just been all over the place. So I'm expecting like big moments. Well, we've seen guys get schemed wide open, which hasn't been really commonplace the last couple of years with this passing offense. So I expect some of that, but we also have never seen Jalen Hurts throw this number of interceptions during a summer ever. And while some of that can be experimentation, you also have to wonder now that he's going to be throwing over the middle a bunch, whether that uptick is going to happen and whether there's going to be a smoothing out process over the course of the beginning of the regular season. And so, the biggest takeaway for me is it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride as a passing offense to start.
Following up on that, if you had to ask the three biggest stakeholders in this offense, in Sirianni, Mannion, and Hurts, where they believe the offense is at compared to where they thought it'd be at this point, what do you think they would answer to that?
I really feel like Hurts had some interesting things to say the last time he spoke the other day, where he was talking about how multifaceted the offense is and that they haven't kind of staked their identity yet and didn't know exactly what it was going to look like. Whereas I feel like when you've talked to mostly just about everybody else, right, the identity seems pretty clear. Under center, heavy play action, wide zone running scheme. Like there's summers that I walk out of there like last year. It's like I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I feel like it's been reinforced to us so many times that that's going to what it's going to look like, that it caught me a bit off guard when Hurts was talking like it's just really like widespread right now. We don't know what it's going to look like when it starts. That raised my eyebrows a little bit. What is it going to look like? I thought that I had a pretty good idea of this, and is everybody going to be ultimately pulling, in that common direction and making sure that they stay true to the identity that they've been forging over the course of this summer? But I think most people are looking at the offense like it's in a pretty good spot. Like they got a lot of good work done. There's confidence in Sean Mannion and his designs and what they've built over the last handful of weeks. And so I feel for the most part, people would feel pretty good about the state of the offense, knowing obviously there's going to be some bumps in the road.
I love having conversations with a true football guy here, Tim McManus. And Tim, let's get in depth with a conversation or a question here. And I'm curious to know your thoughts. You've been studying this team for many years. You've been down there, and we constantly hear about throwing the ball over the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. Why is that important for Jalen Hurts and Sean Mannion? I think we could all understand, the ins and outs understood, but there is some, possibility of interceptions, big hits. So the priority for the Eagles to work the middle of the field, why is that so important and such a big talking point this time around?
All right, so we're talking about a under center, wide zone, run-based scheme, okay? So the whole premise of that is not only to stretch the field and put stress on the defense that way, but also the under center play action, you're going to invite the linebackers to come in. And if the linebackers are vacating that part of the field, then that's where you're going to attack from a passing standpoint. So that's often the middle of the field, like right in that sweet spot. The linebackers are in, there's space between them and the safeties, and that's what you have to exploit. So this offense calls for that. And it's always been very interesting because this is not something that Hurts has majored in over the course of his career. If you just look at the spray charts, the spray charts go like this, right? They go towards the sidelines. Doesn't mean there's always these kind of arguments that are out there, Sean. It's like somebody will take a clip of Jalen Hurts throwing over the middle and like, look, Jalen Hurts can throw over the middle. Yes, of course he can. Like he's a very good quarterback. Of course he can throw over the middle of the field. It's whether he can do that with consistency, whether it's something that is in his comfort zone, and whether that is going or not lead to a big jump in interceptions. That's really the conversation. We know that you can pull clips from it. Can he do that consistently? That has always been the question, and that's one that you enter the season and it's not fully answered because those picks have gone up.
Great answer.
How comfortable is the head coach going to be with the potential for more turnovers? We know the way that he likes to talk about protecting the football. We know how conservative this offense has been. How comfortable do you think Nick Sirianni is with that being maybe the case for the first month plus of this season, if not more?
I know Sirianni fairly well from covering him this long. Not comfortable with the idea of turning the ball over. It is a core tenet of his coaching philosophy to protect the football. He spends an inordinate amount of time making sure that his team does not do that. Of course, every team wants to protect the football, but Sirianni hammers it and he hammers it and he hammers it some more. And you can just go back to what the winning formula has been for this team. Recently, it's been if the ground game's working and you're taking care of the football and you're playing strong defense, you can go win a Super Bowl. And if one of those pieces is missing, like it was in the beginning of 2024, that's when there's an adjustment. They were trying to be this pass-heavy team early on in 24. They had these new philosophies that Kellen Moore brought to the table, and Jalen Hurts had 7 interceptions in 4 games, and they were like, whoop, I guess we got to change that. So it's a reminder that even though what we've seen all summer has been one thing, that there is precedent for them to then shift from that if the turnovers become a problem.
Let's talk more about the wide receiver core. I know that Ray's probably going to have a great question about Tanner McKee versus Andy Dalton and possibly trading for Dylan Gabriel.
Whoa. Don't you dare put that into the universe.
It wasn't from Ray. I saw it on the
me.
timeline. Maybe I'll bring it up. But let's talk about Darius Cooper. Has he had a strong camp? Is this a guy that could produce, during the regular season? What's your read on Darius Cooper right now for the Eagles, Tim?
Cooper was having one of the best camps of anybody, period. And I would feel like over the last, 2 weeks, maybe starting with that first preseason game, he has the drop. And it hasn't been quite as dynamic in the preseason action, and maybe that applies to the training camp practice field as well, Sean. But I still feel like he's done enough overall to earn a spot. Hurts has spent a lot of time working with him, and he's not afraid to, number one, do the dirty work on this offense, which is really important. If somebody like Johnny Wilson is not going to be on the team, and especially if you're going to be so run-heavy, it'll be nice to have a wide receiver that can be out in space and take care of their man in a blocking situation, and then also be able to not be afraid to go over the middle, catch a football, take a hit. That's something that Darius Cooper, with strong hands and a physical build and the right mentality, can do for you. So I think he's done enough to make this team for sure.
I can already hear the 3-minute answer Nick Sirianni gives at some point this season about Darius Cooper's blocking ability and how much he loves it. I can already hear that answer.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait until he dives into full football guy mode with Darius Cooper. Keeping it with the 53-man roster, I asked this question this week of Jeff Mosher and of Andrew DeCecco. If you could protect one player, given what you've seen in camp, to make this 53-man roster, who would it be?
Besides Carson Steele?
If you want it to be Carson Steele, it could be Carson Steele. Do you?
I'm just kidding.
I'm getting a bit of a sense you think he's making the roster regardless.
Now, I don't know for sure that Carson Steele is making the roster, but I do firmly believe that Sean Mannion wants a fullback in this offense. So whether that's Cam Latu, kind of is going to be that hybrid tight end / fullback for you, or if he rolls surprisingly with somebody like Steele, that wouldn't shock me maybe. Some other people maybe won't have that expectation. So if I could protect one player, like any player on this roster of the 53 is the question?
Yeah, make sure they make the 53-man roster.
And we're talking about starters, like high-end players?
No, I'm saying the guys on the bubble guys.
Willie Lampkin.
All right.
Let's go with Willie. I like everything that I'm seeing and hearing about what he can bring to the table. And I love this idea, which is starting to percolate inside the building, that it might be more than offensive line for Willie. You might be able to bring him out as maybe a tight end and heavy blocking scheme. Get Saquon loose on the edge. You got that, who called him the bowling ball knives? Who was that guy? You want that bowling ball going downhill. Right? With Saquon Barkley behind him. So I like a little Willie.
It's moving right now, boys. The football conversation. I'm getting excited. Over to quarterbacks, Tim. What's your read on the quarterback situation tonight? Who's going to get the majority of snaps? What are we looking at when they cut this roster down? Cole Payton, Tanner McKee, Andy Dalton, potential trade. There's a lot there. Your read on the backup quarterback situation moving forward here.
There's a lot going on. My read for tonight is that McKee's going to get the start. And Dalton, for the first time, will come in as the backup in this preseason situation. And then it'll get cleaned up by Cole Payton as the third guy. Maybe he gets the entire second half. But that's my expectation in terms of the rotation for tonight, I believe that McKee has earned this job. I can understand that if there was apprehension in the beginning of this offseason where it was like, we just don't know if he's going to be able to run this system. We know that Andy Dalton has experience in it. Maybe we need him as somebody that can help bring it along. But I feel like it didn't take that long for McKee to catch up to Dalton. I'm not saying that McKee's been great. That's not how I feel. But I do feel like he has edged above Dalton. And if you look at upside about where that could go from a trajectory standpoint, then I think that, McKee could be the better quarterback for you this season. And I know he's a really smart guy, Stanford guy. Like, he gets up to the podium and he says words that I have no idea what they mean. And I'm an English major. I'm like, this dude, he has a very sharp mind. He absorbs things well. And I think it didn't take him long to get this system more down for sure than he had it in the beginning. So I think the right move is to have McKee as your number 2 and find somebody that needs a backup quarterback out there. And there's a bunch of them. And get what you can for Andy Dalton and move on.
So Andy Dalton, a part of potentially Howie's season over the weekend. Last one for you. Is there any move, like position group, trade, you don't want to put anything past Howie Roseman, that you would think he might try to address outside of the guys they already have here in Philadelphia?
Yeah, so I've been kicking around the idea of tight end. That doesn't feel like super settled to me. And if Dallas Goedert has a season that we're accustomed to, which is like a lot of good, but then also he misses some time because he gets dinged up, then what are you left with? And so it feels like, and I know that Mannion, of course, every offensive coordinator wants this, but in this kind of system, like, you want somebody who can be very adept at both aspects of the job. Somebody as a really good pass catcher, somebody who's really good in blocking. And I feel like right now it's either or on this team. Right now, Dallas Goedert is good at pass catching. His blocking fell off last year. Eli Stowers isn't ready for prime time. Johnny Munt is only a blocker, essentially. And so, would anybody shake loose that Roseman identifies that could maybe do both? That makes some sense to me.
All right, keep our eyes out on that. We'll keep our eyes on your coverage of not just tonight's game, but the 53-man roster over the weekend. Thank you so much, Tim. Look forward to talking to you again next week.
You the man, Tim.
All right, boys. Can't wait.
Tim McManus of ESPN join us there. And, Sean, we have something big that we have to get into coming out of that. We're going to talk to Greg Caserta of MLB Network coming up at 11. But there is a revolt going on right now in our YouTube chat.
Uh-oh. About?
You.
What did I do?
You are rocking the jersey of the guy who replaced Jalen Hurts in the national championship game.
Oh, no.
There is a question being made right now. We've joked about the coup that would overthrow you as the president of Club Hurts.
Well,
Today, Sean Brace is in a Tua Tagovailoa Dolphins jersey.
Big game for Tua tonight.
Big game for Tua tonight.
Who's in Atlanta, but this is a Dolphins kid.
It's the Dolphins jersey. Connor, I didn't understand at first why he would lose Club Hurts membership, and then it was reminded that it was Tua that replaced Hurts in the national championship
Good
game.
call. That's a good call.
I know you didn't think of it.
No, guilty as charged on that one. They got me there.
Do we put this to a vote? Do we call Petrilli? How do we follow through with this? Because I do feel like we've moved into at least the gray area of Club Hurts here, if not some very, very murky waters.
Here's what I think we do. I think this is an egregious enough affront to Jalen Hurts that we need to do an administrative leave over the weekend.
It made him a better player. It made him a better passer. It made him a better quarterback. Like, this is what the growing pains you have to go through. So I was wearing it to remind Jalen of, like, the naysayers and all of, remember, Saban went to him to save the game. And,
Isn't it your role, though, however?
I can't sell that.
Yeah. to take the naysayers away from Hurts?
This was a Football Guy Friday. And a couple of months ago, I've told this story on air before. I'm a bargain bin type of guy. That's one of my issues. My wife will tell you. Remember, she put the 3-day hiatus. If I see something, I can't purchase it until 3 days later.
It's a great rule. I've actually started in my own life.
Everybody should do it because, especially now with the algorithm, they got us on lock. They know what we want. They know our price point, and that's the issue. I see these deals pop up, and it's immediately I got to go to it. So Fanatics ran, like, a couple months ago. Like, long story short is I got this jersey for $4.99. Now, back in my day, boys, I used to drive to Binghamton, New York, to go to a place by the name of the Champions Outlet. Now, you might be familiar with Champion gear because it has made a comeback and Target sells or whatever. But back in the day, they were making USA jerseys. They were making college football stuff, like great shorts. In the 90s, that's what we rocked. So we would drive up there, and it was all knockoff stuff. All knockoff. But, like, you know, like the tag would be on the wrong side, you know. But still good stuff. And you'd walk out of there with, like, $100.
Right.
And you'd be set for, like, the next 2 summers. So, like, that's my fault. I do buy the bargain bin stuff. It's a real jersey. You're lucky because I almost bought an Aaron Rodgers New York Jets jersey, and I can't wear the Jets.
So it's funny you say that. I caught a lot of flack on St. Patrick's Day this year because I was out and about in a Tebow Jets jersey because of the same reason.
Tebow's a tough one.
The Modell's around me was closing.
Yes.
And it was $15 for a Tebow Jets jersey. It's one of those things like, wow, this would be really funny to own.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to explain that to me. I subscribe to that theory.
Right.
I have an Angels hat. Oregon, like I'm,
which is why I was almost more annoyed you were wearing that today, and I didn't know because I would have leaned into the bit with you.
Full story. I did not think about the Jalen Hurts shot. So hey, look, anything is up for debate at this point in time. That's fair, but I haven't worn it yet. And I go, all right, it's the first Football Friday, and oh by the way, shock me, he's playing for a huge position. Like tonight is the night. It's either
as a Drake London fantasy owner, I'm very intrigued.
Who gets to be the quarterback of the third place team in the NFC South? It's a big spot to be.
You know, that's great you say that because there is so much.
Who's coming in fourth?
Who's coming in first in that division?
I think the Saints still stink. Everyone's all Tyler shucked up. Not for me.
So Magic 8 Ball, who you got winning that division then?
I think Tampa. Baker Mayfield with something to prove.
That's right.
I'm not going Tampa.
Tampa Bay Todd's back, baby.
Not going Tampa. I think there's somebody new coming out there. And, again, I always bring it back to the odds. There's money to be made on that division. And especially
also money to be tough.
It's tough. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, you know this division? Because I sure as hell don't. I'm guessing. I think we see potentially the Panthers win that division finally.
It's the AL West of NFL divisions.
But I'm not locked on.
I'm just saying, turning coat on the guy that you created the club for to wear the jersey and potentially the backup for the Atlanta Falcons.
I think if you were to put Jalen in front of me, I would say, Jalen, I bought the jersey $4.99. It's a normally $130 jersey.
What do you think that you were disrespecting his buddy?
No, he would say, I get it. It's a cool Miami Dolphins.
He would say, I get it.
That's a cool jersey.
Jalen Hurts, famously a guy that's big on bits.
Yeah. No, Dolphins. That's a good jersey. Nice colors, white.
I think you had the right idea. We have to wonder whether or not there is some sort of a suspension to be had for you.
I need a Notes app apology posted on social. I need you to go to the Notes app.
No. I need a 4 a.m. tweet saying you're actually not sorry.
Been a lot of that lately.
And then he woke up and said, how about the Cubs today? That's a great story.
That jersey is not good.
We might need to do a little post show on that one. But regardless, you're right. You know what? Let's kick it around. Pachuli will come down here. And if I have to do an apology video, I will.
610-632-0975. Should Sean Brace have to apologize to Jalen Hurts for wearing a Tua jersey today? And on top of that, should he be suspended from Club Hurts?
You can't suspend me. I'm the president.
Well, I told you.
The board is stepping in here. We're not sure if you're fit to lead.
I am the chairman of said board.
Jed York shouldn't be punished because he's the owner of the team. That's not how this works, Brace. There are standards. There are morals.
You know what? It backfired on me because I wore it and I knew that the YouTube chatters would be all upset. But damn, I did not think this far.
I think you should be pulled over, or the delivery driver should, if you do the Tua $5 jersey. I think you're getting up there already.
We'll get to more of this coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. Coming up next, Greg Casert of MLB Network talking about the Phils' West Coast trip continuing. Is the NL East hopes? Are they already gone? Where does this Phillies team sit in the National League? He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace and Dunne, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles ready to wrap up the preseason. I'm Connor Thomas. This update is brought to you by Audible. Audible makes traffic less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com. Eagles have their final preseason game tonight at 8 p.m. at the Link, taking on the Bengals. Roster cutdown day is Sunday, so it's the last chance to get an evaluation of players on the bubble. Nick Sirianni talked about the evaluation process ahead of cutdown day.
It's just another great evaluation tool. You know, obviously you grade every practice, but we actually put a game grade on the 3 preseason games. everything's evaluated.
We'll keep you updated on any roster news as the preseason winds down. The Phillies had the night off last night. They'll start a series with the Angels in L.A. tonight. The interesting 9:38 start time for them. Andrew Painter faces Reed Detmers in the pitching matchup. The Braves finished a sweep of the Dodgers last night. They now have a 5-game lead over the Phils in the NL East. The Union head on the road to face Red Bull New York tomorrow at 7:30. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. And this weekend is week 0 in college football as they get their season started. We'll talk to Greg Caserta of MLB Network coming up next. This update is also brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. The McComb Group supports contractors with one of the largest PVF inventories. From pipe, valve, and fittings to trusted brands, count on the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill
Tua jersey being the reason why Sean Brace is removed from Club Hertz is just fantastic.
Well,
Oh, man.
I don't know.
We got Greg Caserta coming up. MLB
Hey,
Network.
Ray.
Just a tough look for you, Sean Brace.
Yeah, did not connect the dots on that one. Won't lie one bit. Was excited. I finally got an opportunity to wear this $4.99 jersey that is originally $130 and said, you know what? Tua's playing for a little something. We'll have a little fun with it. Next thing you know, now I'm getting thrown out of my own club as the president. You guys are trying to impeach me.
I think a suspension is warranted.
Well, again, we'll revisit it. But hey, as the club president, I'm not going to sign off on anything. I think at the end of the day,
Well, you obviously aren't going to sign off on your own
you're
suspension.
damn right. I'll fire everybody before you can take that vote. How about that?
It's a board.
Well, I'll get rid of the board. I'll burn the place down.
What is this, Dictator Brace?
Yeah, a little bit.
The Dictator 2, featuring Sean Brace.
I've been having this dude's back for the last 3 months when all these dumb lists are coming out saying he's the worst quarterback in the league and nobody wants to watch this Eagles offense and everything else that's been said about Jalen Hurts. I've been the guy that's been writing for Jalen Hurts more than anybody in this city, more than anybody on any radio station you want. I'm the president. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. And I'll take this jersey off right now. I'll take it. Tua's out. I can't do it.
For the radio
Rip that jersey off?
For the radio audience that did not just witness that, Sean Brace ripped about half of the Tua jersey
I can't do
and
it.
can't rip the rest of it because he ripped it sideways to the one arm.
Greg Caserta is in the Zoom right now, probably like, what the hell
Is
did I
he?
get myself into? Yeah.
Oh, great. We'll get to Greg Caserta then.
I tried to go full Hulk, and I can't do it. I can't do it.
My apologies to Greg Caserta, who just
Hi,
joined
Greg.
Animal House for the 11 o'clock hour. Greg, what do you think about Sean Brace wearing a Tua jersey while being the biggest Jalen Hurts fan in the world?
Boys, you got to understand, I come from a world of radio. I did several years on the DA show with Damon Amendolara, so I know a thing or two about Friday radio, and walking into Animal House, like you said, it brings me back, and I'm absolutely all about it. I would have liked a better execution on the jersey pull, but otherwise, I'm here for it.
I'm really disappointed. That's the worst part about that video is going to be put out there, and I couldn't tear it down. That's
Yep.
going to be, that's one I'm going to have to live with, Greg. That's a tough one. Yeah, I'm sure you know Babchick and how crazy he is in his ways. So, very, very similar over here. But we're having some fun today on a Football Guy Friday, Greg.
Love it.
Greg Caserta, MLB Network, joining us right now. And yeah, if we could try and walk away, you know from radio.
Yes.
If you don't know the guest is there, you're talking for a couple minutes leading in. I feel just for you that you had to sit there and watch that entire thing play out. But I'm glad. I'm glad you
I
got
gotta
to
be
witness
honest,
that.
I'm actually happier that Connor didn't let you guys know. I would have stayed backstage for another 5 minutes just to have material for you guys when I came on.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You want a Club Hertz card?
Yeah.
Listen, as a Giants fan, I can't do anything Hurts related. I'm sorry. I've got a lot of friends in the Reading, PA area, a lot of Eagles guys in my life, and I've just had it. I'm over it. So you guys enjoy your season. Ours will be over November 1st, and we'll talk then.
I know, right? Well, just going to follow up. So what? You're not believing in Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo and that defense where you think the season's going to be over in November?
Yeah, because normally it's over in October. The last 10 years, it's generally been October 1st. So I'm pushing it back a month, so at least I can maybe enjoy some Thanksgiving football. Listen, they're headed in the right direction. They've got the coach. Listen, there's still some question marks, but listen, it gives me a reason to believe because they finally have a grown-up running the show.
Yeah, I was ready to go Wolf of Wall Street on you with sell me this pen, but instead this pen, I was going to say the Giants season. You didn't really sell me on the Giants.
No,
Can you sell me
not
on the
there.
Phillies?
I'm not there yet.
Can you sell me on the Phillies, Greg?
Oh, the Phillies I could sell you on, sure. I think everybody wanted to hit the panic button just because of a couple of tough days in Seattle. But we know that the West Coast has generally not been very kind to this ball club. But I look at what they did during that winning streak, the way that they were able to come back twice against the Cardinals. Everybody points to that Sunday comeback, but they also had to do it Friday night as well. And then I look at what the Braves did to the Dodgers last night. in the past, you would say, all right, man, you got these mighty Dodgers. You got to worry about them. They knocked you out of the playoffs last year. I don't view the Dodgers the same way that I have the last 2 years. It's not as talented of a team as you look at their lineup. Now, their rotation, of course, is still one to be reckoned with. But, yeah, can the Phillies go into a series and beat any team in the National League? Yeah, they sure can. I believe in them. The one thing that worries me with this team, beyond the big three in the rotation, is the bullpen. That has continued to be the biggest problem. And while Dave Dombrowski did some really good things by acquiring Brian De La Cruz and Derek Hill, those have been two unbelievable pickups for this team. There's no denying that. This bullpen, when you get from, let's say, 6, 7, and 8 to bridge the gap to Duran, that still worries me a little bit.
Love it, Greg. Let's bring you back into the Sports Talk Radio world and ask you the question we were rolling out yesterday. Due to the fact that Jesus Luzardo is unbelievable this whole season, Wheeler's somewhat struggling. Christopher Sanchez, we know what he is, the ace of the staff. If the playoffs started tomorrow, Greg, who's your 1? Who's your 2? Who's your 3?
So I don't know if I saw your guys, if you guys did a poll on this, but like somebody talked about how you would stack the 3. And yes, you could make the argument that Wheeler would pitch game 3. But I think that despite the recent struggles, I don't view anything there as worthy of panic. I think if there was something medically wrong, then we would probably know. They wouldn't keep rolling him out there every 5th day. I think they would probably skip a start in the rotation. I think that when October comes, you're going to get Zach Wheeler like he's always been in October for this ball club. So to me, to break up the lefties, you would go Sanchez 1, Wheeler 2, Luzardo 3. Pretty good insurance policy to have, assuming that you split the first 2 games in a short series.
While we're talking about concerns, let's flip this to the other side and things we've been encouraged by with this rotation. Are you buying the back end of this rotation, what Painter's looked like since he's came back up, and obviously what you've seen from Aaron Nola since the start of July?
Yeah, I have. I think the numbers with Nola speak for themselves. I mean, it's not just a small sample anymore. It's funny, I don't know who does it, but every time he makes a start, those numbers update. Since whatever date the turnaround started, it's been very good. And I think that if Aaron Nola was just a regular number 3 or 4 starter in a rotation, you would go, wow, like we would sign up for this every 5th day. But because of the price tag that comes with him, because of the length of the deal and the money remaining, and how awful he was for the last 1.5 to 2 years, you grade him differently. So yeah, I'm buying that. And I'm also really happy that people are not writing off Andrew Painter, a 21-year-old after 19 starts. People going, nope, screwed up again. Should have kept Mick Abel. Like I've had it with people that write off young guys so quickly, because this is why he's been the guy for them. This was the reason why he was untouchable in trade talks. The reason why Abel was the expendable one, and they pushed this kid. The mistake they made, I think I've said it to you guys, I've said it to others, is that they threw too much at him too quickly. I think that they wanted him to be the guy. They sped up his clock, and by putting him in the rotation and expecting him to carry meaningful innings in the early going, I think that obviously hurt him. But now after a reset, he looks really good, especially in the back end.
I want to go to the big picture because we're talking to Greg Caserta here of MLB Network. I got myself pretty excited when they were closing down on the Braves, thinking about potential for the NL East. And granted, there's still 7 games between these 2 teams. Braves bounced back quite nicely at the start of this week. What do you think the chances are this Phillies team can overtake that Braves team in the National League East?
After this Dodgers series, that window is getting real tight. This was a seriously impressive win over the Dodgers. 3 straight 1-run victories. And I was on Big Inning last night, so we got a chance to watch Sale and Yamamoto the entire way. It was freaking awesome.
What a game.
Sale reminding you that he's one of the best ever, to go out there, complete game shutout. First pitch home run from Drake Baldwin's the only offense in the game. So I look at it and I say, all right, what did they do the previous 2 nights? Because that's been the biggest thing with the Braves. Who's been starting for them? So 2 nights ago, it was Bryce Elder. Gave him 6 innings, scattered 3 runs. 2 nights earlier in the series opener, it was A.J. Smith-Shawver. So while I talk about the Phillies and their struggles in the bullpen, I still look at the Braves and I go, how in the world are they doing this with this rotation? Because outside of Sale, there is nobody that you look at that really scares you all that much, and yet they're getting it done. And this lineup is very deep. It's complete. Their bullpen is really, really stacked. And then you get it to Iglesias in the ninth, and he's on that level with Duran as being one of the best closers in the National League. So props to Walt Weiss, because I didn't know how they piece it together. You know, you have Grant Holmes starting meaningful games for them, and he's getting it done. Maybe it's just working. So I think especially after sweeping the Dodgers in 3 straight one-run games, going to be really tough for this Phillies team to come back and win the East.
I love it, Greg. I'm finding you on socials right now. Forgive me for not following you, but...
Do not apologize, buddy.
The big inning. That's exciting. And last night I was watching Chris Sale. I think last night was the 95th time in his career that he's had 10-plus strikeouts in a game. Think about that from a starting pitcher perspective. But I also want to say this. So I throw your name in the search bar. You called a Minnesota Twins game this year back on May 30th, and there's a lady that checks in. She says, I don't know who Greg Consider is, but hey, guy. How about that, Greg?
Yeah.
Taking a shot. She's shooting her shot back on May 30th. I don't know if you want to revisit that, but regardless.
I love that.
But talk to me about the big inning, because that is red zone, right? That's a baseball fan's dream to be able to host that on a nightly basis. Pretty cool stuff, especially now as we're coming down the stretch in September.
Yeah, man, it's great because this is my 4th year at MLB Network, which is hard to fathom. Like, I started there April of 23, so it's my 3rd full season, but I was there for most of 23. And when they brought me on, my background's play-by-play. I come from a play-by-play background where I did minor league baseball on the radio for 10 years. So when they pitched me on this idea, like, hey, we've got this show in the preliminary stages, here's what we think of it, I didn't think there was any way it would work. As a guy that watches Red Zone pretty much every Sunday, I said, this will never work for baseball. Now, I would never tell my bosses that. I'm trying to get a job and hold on to it. But in the back of my head, I'm like, all right, this is going to be my show to work on. I'm going to do it the best that I can. But I don't see this working for baseball. And then from doing it, it clearly was working. It came together. It's come a very long way in the last 4 years, to the point now where they're simulcasting it on MLB Network several days a week. So it's really been great. And I think what I love about it is it allows me to parachute in and do a little play-by-play. Like, if we're talking about something in the top left-hand corner and then you've got something in the upper right that maybe we don't have the sound on, I can say, oh my God, look out. Here comes Jack Caglione deep to right, 2-run homer, Royals take the lead. So, like, the ability to do that and be the guy that steers the ship is it really is a blast, and it keeps you really locked in for 3 hours every night.
Have you been able to reach out to Scott Hansen, a little bit of red zone? Like, is there a red zone big inning crossover? Ooh. Can we create that crossover? Do we know of any relationship there?
So there's none right now, but it's actually funny you mention that, because the other guy, a very good friend of mine who hosts the show, Matt Yaloff, he's been a mainstay at MLB Network for many years. He actually knows Scott very well. Now, I don't know how closely they've kept in touch, but they were both at Comcast together back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Scott Hansen's a Comcast alum, and Matt Yaloff was there at the same time. So the two of them go back a long time. I'm sure that if I did enough digging, I could probably get a beat on Hansen. Would absolutely love to chop it up with him at some point. Seems like a fun hang. We do a very different show, and I have no problem admitting that I'll sometimes take 1 or 2 bathroom breaks for the 3 hours I'm on the air. I am no hero. Believe me, I've got water. I've got coffee. There's usually an energy drink mixed in. So when I got to go, I got to go. I'm not playing hero ball sitting in a chair glued to it for 8 hours.
I've always had this take, Greg. You might disagree. I think he's full of it.
I don't think it's possible.
Come on, man. It's inside baseball. I get it for a lot of people out there. But if you need to take use the bathroom, you tell the producer, just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. It's not that hard. But you know what? It's his deal. Let him run with it. I understand. It's the great red zone. But you're doing it.
Yeah, that's his badge of honor. And listen, God bless him. But like, if you're really trying to hold it in, I think that's foolish. I think if anything, it's unhealthy. I'm sure that your doctor probably wouldn't like it. But listen, hey, what's great is right now you've got a month left in the baseball season where you have another month's worth of hour shows. And then in 2 weeks, come Sunday, you have, what used to be 8 hours of commercial-free football. Now there's kind of an asterisk. The one thing that I do like hanging over the Red Zone fans' head is that we are always commercial-free on MLB.tv.
Let's go.
So even though we are on MLB Network where we have to take commercial breaks, we are on Apple TV where we have to take commercial breaks. If you are an MLB.tv subscriber, it is always commercial free. So that is one thing that I can hang my hat on.
Well, we also can hang our hat on today that you stayed in the Zoom call while Sean Brace was ripping the jersey apart. We appreciate you taking the time and hanging with us today.
Boys, anytime. I love the station. I love being on all the shows. It's not just Kincaid now that he's, a turncoat and left for Atlanta. I will come on with you guys anytime. Connor initially got the day wrong. He goes, hey, can you come on today? And then immediately goes, just kidding, tomorrow. I said, either way works. I love being on with you guys. I'll do an hour with you guys at some point if you ever want. I love being on with you, so anytime you need me, I'm here.
That third mic is wide open right now, Greg. We appreciate it.
Good seeing you, boys. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Greg Caserta from MLB Network joining us.
Dude, yeah. Forgive me, because Connor said I'm bringing him on. I said, great. That's awesome. And he talked about the Reading Phillies, and that's on me, to do a little deep dive here, learn a little bit. But to be able to call that on the day. I
know him as the Reading Phillies guy. That's the way I was introduced to Greg Caserta. To watch what he's done over the last couple of years has been incredible.
And it's not easy during the dog days of summer. Things are going to bring a little bit more of importance as it continues to go down the stretch here, and it's exciting. That's what it's all about, right? Again, I'm a sportsman. I get excited about the other stuff. So I went out, got a TV, I'll flex a little bit, 85-incher, and the big thing is now with YouTube TV, you can go ahead and go the four corners.
Yeah.
So give me the MLB. Little quad action.
Right.
Give me the MLB, big inning. Whether we get to red zone or goal line for college football like that, there it is. That's what it's all about. Of course, Phillies are on. You give me one on them solo, yada, yada, yada. That's where I love the quad box. And it's the reason why I went out and said, you know what, let me get one of those big TVs. Why not?
Yeah.
$4.99 for that one, too?
You know what? TVs have changed so much as far as the prices are concerned. Like my TV, 85-inch back 25 years ago would have been $5,000. It wasn't. It was under $1,000. We got it at Costco. I think it was $800, $900.
Well, you're out $5 now. Ripping that jersey.
I'm keeping it on.
Well, yeah, you got it at this point.
I'm keeping it on. I love it. I'm getting hammered, and I deserve to be hammered. I do.
It's used to being hammered.
It's all right. You know what? It's been an off week for me, Ray.
Really?
This is why I got the juice. I haven't been able to go to the gym all week. I've been sick. Like last night, I felt like trash.
And you're a Thursday night going out type of guy.
Yeah, but those days are a little bit in my rear view. These, with the kid, the second kid now, just being an absolute.
No, you were only out last Wednesday. Steve tweeted at me, nice display of warning track power by Sean Brace on the jersey.
Weight room.
It's all right. It's all right. Something they talked about on MLB Network that I'm curious to get your guys' quick thoughts on.
Talk about me ripping the jersey on MLB Network?
Maybe. Maybe.
That's a great. Who said that, Steve?
Yeah.
I love that. That's a nice pull.
I think they had Rob Parker on. I forget who he was on with. I just know he had to take that.
It was Brian Kenny.
Brian Kenny, that's who he was on. Thank you. That Ryan Howard was far and away better than Kyle Schwarber, and he pointed to postseason numbers. Even if you go look at Kyle Schwarber's postseason numbers, Schwarber's numbers are better than Howard. I don't think it's a slam dunk either way in this conversation. Howard played the field. Now, I'm not telling you he's a Gold Glove first baseman, but there's value in that. Schwarber gets to be hidden by the DH, and if there was a DH back then, I would love to see what would have happened with the Phillies if Tomey stays a Phil, whatever they end up doing that way. That's a fun. We talked sliding doors moments yesterday. Mm-hmm. Fun sliding doors there if that were the case. If the shift was banned back then, Howard in his 6-year peak hit, 280? Imagine if they didn't have the shift. Imagine if the end of his career they didn't have the shift.
Wow, the shift. Yeah. Shift talk.
Yeah. So I'm curious, is there a strong lean for you one way or another? Because the way Rob Parker came over the top saying, it was definitely Ryan Howard, to me, it was like, all right, it's definitely not just over the top Ryan Howard. But I'm not going to sit here and campaign for Kyle Schwarber like crazy either.
No. There's not a strong lean. I'll give you the strong argument for both sides if you want to dig your feet in, because I think you can win on either side of this. For Howard, it's the overall hitter profile. The batting average blows anything Schwarber's done out of the water. But for Schwarber, it's the era he's doing it in. Remember around the All-Star break, Jason Stark said on Unfiltered, like the next on-field issue for baseball to tackle is that pitching has gotten too good. Like the National League All-Stars got shut out in a hitter's ballpark. Schwarber is seeing everybody throwing 100, and he's doing what Howard did. So how much do you account for that and give him extra props for it? I don't know. Those would be the two strong arguments on either side.
Yeah, it's a great conversation. Rob Parker is a hot taker. I know Rob. I've been on his show before. He's
Had
been
a beer with him?
He's been doing it for a long time. Have not. No.
Oh.
He's been doing it for a long time, but he is a hot taker, so you never know which way he really believes. It's an interesting discussion. I think if you were to tell me one way or the other that it's a slam dunk, I would argue the other side because, like I said, it's split down the middle. I think Connor made great points there. For me, Ryan Howard did it at the biggest moments, at the biggest times, and, of course, it got him a ring. Schwarber, previous to the Phillies, absolutely has hardware. And he hit how many home runs in that World Series? The dude was just, it was incredible. But where we're at right now, I would give the edge slightly into Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard just came through in the clutch every single time, it felt like.
So this conversation opened up for me last night. I went out and got myself some tacos, drinking a beer. You know, me, Thursday night, there's no Phillies game. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And I just tweeted out.
Georgetown.
Yeah, exactly, Georgetown football. So I tweeted out, how many home runs was Schwarber going to end up with in his career? He's at 380 right now. He's got 4 more years after this one on his contract with the Phillies. Maybe he plays beyond that one. Most people gave me 500. I got, 500, 512, 500, 504, 503, 509. 580 I got from someone. 537.
That's Hall of Fame 500.
I got 430 from someone that only has 50 more home runs in Schwarber's career.
I'll take the over.
480 from someone. So just thinking about that, though, working through that idea with Kyle Schwarber, I also started to see replies of people that don't like him. And I was surprised by that. Is there like a silent anti-Schwarber group in this fan base? I'd love to hear from that person at 610-632-0975 because I was surprised about that.
In this fan base. Anti-Schwarber.
Correct. Because then I went and started reading the replies to the Howard Schwarber thing, and I saw there were people hating on Schwarber. I want to know if that's a keyboard warrior thing or if that's actually a thing that goes on in this fan base. I'd be curious to hear from that person. I'm dying to hear from that person. I also am dying to hear what Kevin Durant had to say about the Sixers because that was fantastic yesterday. We'll play that for you coming up next. We could dive a little bit more into this Howard Schwarber thing, and don't worry, Sean, we'll get back to the Football Guy Friday. This is Brace and Dunne on 97.5. Today's show is already battling for Mount Rushmore status. I mean, Sean's wearing half a shirt. You can't even talk. We've kicked him out of Club Hurt while he's being suspended from Club Hurts.
He's trying to set up Greg Caserta.
Yeah,
With someone tweeting at him.
Greg Caserta has deemed the Giants season over.
And we're just 90 minutes in,
And we're
boys.
just 90 minutes in. We've talked to Tim McManus.
I told you I came in hot today.
Oh, yeah. No, we could tell. Connor and I could tell from the text we were getting on the way in that you were gearing up, but I kind of assumed it was going to be one of those days where the engine was revving.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, you ever play Mario Kart?
Of course.
So you know
Rainbow
how
Road, bro.
You can hit the engine before the race starts, and if you hit the engine correctly, you jump off. And sometimes you hit the engine and you just kind of shake back and forth. I think you were at that point where you were revving so much that you kind of got off at the start. You're rolling now. You know, you're in first place at this point, but what a start for you over the first 90 minutes.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Gets you every time.
Let's not fall off the road here.
Unbelievable. What a day.
All right, so for those that missed it, Sean Brace ripped apart the Tua jersey that he's wearing today that was $4.99 on Fanatics because he was called out for the fact that he was wearing a Tua jersey as the president of Club Hurts, and Tua replaced Hurts in the national championship.
Did not connect the dots. Full disclosure, that's on me. I thought that was the appropriate reaction,
Well,
boys.
he's fired up for the Falcons game tonight because he wants to know who's starting, which left-handed, underwhelming quarterback's going to get the job.
I'm a
Meanwhile,
Penix guy.
We got Eagles Bengals tonight at 8 o'clock, wrapping up the preseason.
I'm a Cole Payton guy.
So much happening right now. Let's go to the Davis Honda text line at 610-632-0975, and let's clean up a little bit of where people are at with Sean Brace after he was maybe not thrown out of Club Hurts but put on suspension.
All right, our first texter checks in here. It says, Brace, airball, membership temporarily suspended pending further evaluation.
Oh, man, that's tough.
That's tough.
there.
That's tough. I can't say that his membership is pending because he has done a lot of work with the club. But it might be one of those, like, we're going to put this guy, away for a little while, and maybe we'll reinstate him once he's back on good behavior.
Maybe it's a weekend. Take a lap, and we'll see you on Monday.
Seems like a tape the lap type of guy. Let's go to another text here.
This texter says, Brace wearing the Tua jersey is a big no-no. His owner of Club Hurts almost seems like a publicity stunt.
Oh.
Questioning the motives.
There's always that. There's always those people out there. Like, wait a minute. He pushed that girl on that golf commercial on purpose.
Whoa. Are you comparing yourself to Good this week?
No, but those people are out there. They can't help themselves to no, this was done on purpose to get the reaction. No, not here. I think at this
Sean
point
came in here firing away about Falcons preseason football tonight.
Yeah.
Go Birds to him means go Falcons.
Honest,
Actually, John Kincaid is second in the 2026 Fanatic employees paying most attention to Atlanta Falcons football this year.
Bijan Robinson.
All right, one more from the text line. We'll move on.
Josh from Ben Salem checks in and says, Brace, you remember that thing that happened back in the 70s called Watergate? This is your Watergate.
Oh, are you going to have to resign
That was,
disgracefully?
Oh, not resigning. No.
He didn't want to resign either.
Impeachment?
No, none of that. Come on.
All right. We're going to step away from the football for a second because everything I want to do football-wise now is just coming back to the fact you have a ripped jersey next to me.
Let's go.
Kevin Durant on the boardroom. Did you see this? Kevin Durant breaking down LeBron, deciding to go to the Sixers, and almost laughs off the idea of, is this going to work out for the Sixers? He is in. Kevin Durant, a part of another NBA team, might be more in on this Sixers team than his own Rockets team. Take a listen.
LeBron, going to Philly. What do you think about that?
There's going to be a juggernaut. That's what I think. What he does actually does work. You know what I'm saying? He understands how to put a winning basketball team together. He's been in the league for 24 years. He should know how to understand how to do that. And then he knows how to put himself in position to be successful. And I feel like for him to take a minimum says a lot about his mindset and how he's going to come into the team. And they need a connector of guys that kind of somebody that understands, all right, everybody's not going to average 25 points on this team. But it's going to be nice where you're going to be the man. It's going to be nice where you got to be the second guy. But it's going to be moving parts throughout the whole season. Everybody's role is going to change. And I think LeBron understands that. He's been around for so long. Then you got those guys not young either. They're 25 plus. They've been in the league for 6-7 years. Played game sevens in the playoffs before. So, yeah, that's what I say about that team. They got the intelligence to make it all work.
You think it's actually going to pan out?
Yes. I think it's not no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to realize they also have championship winning coach who knows how to put some pieces together. And the GM and the front office who won the championship with us with the Warriors, who know how to put a dynasty together. So, like, they got the parts right now if you're just looking at on paper. But obviously, you got to play the games and you got to hope for the good health and all of that stuff. But I feel like they got the basketball minds over there to figure it out.
He almost seemed annoyed when he said yes, answering, so you think it's going to work out? Yes. So my question to you is, should I believe Kevin Durant or should I believe NBA Twitter user tweeting about the fact that this team's somehow going to fall apart? If you ask any basketball brain right now across the NBA about this Sixers setup, it's not overhyping them. It's just the way everyone, it seems like, across the NBA feels about this group.
Yep. Yeah, I would totally buy into what Kevin Durant is saying because this is a guy that's been there, done that, multiple championships, played on multiple big superstar-driven teams, whether it's Golden State, Oklahoma City, Brooklyn, Houston. You could even make that conversation. I'm in on Kevin Durant's thoughts. Now, I think the majority of people out there should be on his wavelength to a point. Now, championship is a different level.
Right.
But this team is going to have success. This team is going to be a top 3 seeded team in the East. This team is going to be a championship contender, bar none. I honestly, even if they have to deal with injuries, I still think the Sixers are set up with the depth, with how teams approach the regular season. I still think they're going to have tremendous success no matter what.
Yeah, it's just, like, to hear Kevin Durant say, I think the reason why it means more coming from Kevin Durant, he knows what can break apart these teams. Right now, you got Draymond Green beefing with Klay Thompson in some weird way because that entire Warriors group, they were great. It was fun to watch them. But now Draymond Green's talking about Klay Thompson's career. Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant have had a back and forth this offseason. Durant knows what breaks apart a team. Durant could not be more effusive in his praise of LeBron James and the way that he has put together a team and knows what it takes to play winning basketball. And he also said in that interview they got unreleased songs together, which I'm very, very intrigued about. Or I guess it's not an interview, it's his podcast, but it seems like he's being interviewed through that.
You said Kevin Durant knows. He also knows how to break up a team.
That's what
well.
I mean.
Yeah.
He knows what goes into building it and what could go into breaking it. And he's talking very clearly about the fact that he believes LeBron's going to be able to put the whole thing together. I think everyone across the league loves Tyrese Maxey and loves what he is for this team. Like, I think maybe I am too deep into the algorithm. Maybe I'm too deep into the NBA online world where I'm starting to see more people that are trying to cast doubt, cast aspersions on this team. And it's not guaranteeing a parade down Broad Street. It's not guaranteeing that the team that's going to represent the Eastern Conference. But any doomsday thought for this Sixers team, pretty much anyone that I believe knows ball, and Kevin Durant, for as dumb as he can be at times, and for some of the decisions he made, I thought of it as soon as I said Kevin Durant seems more in on this Sixers team than his own Rockets team. I thought back to the burner, and it's probably true. He is definitely more in on this Sixers team than his own Rockets teammates, given what he's probably said about them online. That all alleged. But,
well, yeah, he's his own worst enemy. He's out there working out with Chet and everybody from Oklahoma City. It's like, wait a minute. No, that's not your team. Kevin Durant.
I don't take issue with that.
Are you going to take his back? Clearly, he's got an issue with his teammates. Clearly, his teammates have an issue with him.
But, like, I've seen Drew Hanlon work out Tatum and Embiid at the same time.
Yeah, but this is a different scenario because of what has taken place. That's my only point. Like, this would be the time to say, you know what? Kumbaya, let's all come together. Let's work out here. Get ready for the season. I don't need you working out with Chet from Oklahoma City and a couple other players as well. Different circumstance. Kevin Durant, he's made his bed. He's got to sleep in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that when Drew Hanlon was working out Tatum and Embiid, I have to go back and look at the timelines. I'm sure there was the timeline in which we were talking about the Simmons-Embiid dynamic while Embiid was working out with the Celtic. Like, it's just the way these NBA guys work out.
Totally understand, but he is a little bit of a snake.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
For sure. And he knows how they break apart. I think the way he's talking about LeBron is maybe absolving LeBron of any sort of the breakups they've had. Kyrie got sick of LeBron's team. That was a Kyrie thing. LeBron and the Lakers, that's over. I don't think there's been a time where I think Kevin Durant realizes LeBron might have that part of the game down or that part of the teammate thing down that he doesn't, even if he's not admitting that in that moment. But I just am so encouraged to hear Kevin Durant say it. That's the beautiful thing.
I also love that there's takes out there that this is going to crash and burn somehow.
Yeah.
Like that it's not going to work, that they're going to be like the 6th seed or something and not have postseason success. That's like the layup answer in Quizzo, where it's just like finally they throw you a bone with an easy one. Like I'll take that take all day. You want to come at me with that? that LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, and Tyrese Maxey aren't going to be good at basketball together? Like, okay, cool. I'll take the free space in the middle of the bingo board. You guys are morons if you think that.
Oh, I know someone that you believe is a moron.
Ooh, who's
and
that?
it's someone you worked with for a long time.
Oh, my goodness. What did I say about Salciunas? Oh, it is
Connor
Salciunas.
Thomas wants to tear Andrew Salciunas apart. And I am all for just sitting back and watching this happen. The entire internet tore Salciunas down yesterday because if you didn't watch the video, Salciunas said he hates Philadelphia, all its traditions, and everyone who listens to the station is a moron.
Well,
at least if you ask the internet. Connor Thomas will play that for you coming up, what he actually said, and the reaction to what Salciunas thinks about the stadium complex. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic. Welcome back in to Brace and Dunne. Just visited by our guy Billy C from Unfiltered, a champion, Bill Colarulo. How about that?
What did I miss?
He's not just a winner, he's a whiner. The winner of Wine of the Week. First one goes to Billy C. And I'm a little worried. Like, I do think there's a world in which Bill and I are like Magic and Bird in Wine of the Week. It does kind of feel like it's starting to set up that way. Today it was down to the two of us. Deshaun Watson with an incredible wine, for sure. But I knew it was going to be down to the two of us. It's just that Bill is so over the top in his whining that it's going to be tough for me to compete.
He has his moments. And,
he's got his 4 hours.
And there are times.
He's a B and C'er.
Look, we all whine. I know there's going to be times that I'm whining.
You were on there. You were nominated.
See, I meant to catch it. So it's 8:30 every Friday.
8:30 every Friday. Marks and Salciunas.
It's must listen to radio.
Yeah.
It's got to catch it.
It's really good stuff. Yep. Yeah. Speaking of Marks and Salciunas, something that came out of yesterday's show for him that was just catching fire on the timeline. People were upset. I see Salciunas battling in his mentions.
Well, let me simplify it. We talked about this the day before.
Right.
What did he say that we
you want to
didn't?
hear it?
Yeah, like what's the difference here?
Let's hear one Andrew Salciunas on the future of the Eagles Stadium.
The South Philly Sports Complex is one of the most overrated things about this city. Like, there are people that love the fact that all four teams play within one square, that there are three buildings all in the same sort of area. And the fact that you love that, you have to go outside of the area for like 5 minutes and see how much better it can be elsewhere. It does not matter that Citizens Bank Park is adjacent to Lincoln Financial Field, because guess what? When you're at the Eagles games, do you care about the Phillies? Do you care about the proximity of where Citizens Bank Park is? No. Everything about the South Philly Sports Complex actually kind of sucks. Traffic blows. There's nothing to do around there. Go to Fenway, go to Chicago, go to Wrigleyville, and spend 5 minutes there, and you're going to say, holy hell, how come we don't have these bars? How come we don't have all this kind of stuff? There's nothing really good about the South Philly Sports Complex other than you know where it is, you know the teams that play there, you love the teams that play there, and this city hates change.
Oh, yeah. He said a lot.
He did.
He said a lot of different things that we did not discuss. You're right about that. Wow. That is a take, Andrew. That is passionate. So, two things. One, of course, I'm not here to tell you Wrigleyville compared to Stateside Live is incredible. Wrigleyville, whole different entity. Fenway.
Outside of Fenway, I've had some great nights outside of Fenway and in Wrigleyville.
All right. That's easy. Understood. The thing I would say is, where are you going to have a stadium put up that there's no traffic? That's not existent. That's not a real thing. You're always going to have to deal with traffic. Everybody does. I'm not opposed. Like, when the Sixers were kicking the idea of building a stadium downtown, arena downtown, I'm not opposed to that. I'm fine with that.
I was open to it. I would have been a 10-minute walk from it.
However, the big deal is, Andrew, this is literally one of the only cities that have all four majors in one spot. And I think that's something pretty cool, one. Two is, Stateside Live checks the boxes. I know for some, you get a little crazy, whatever it may be. Stateside Live is a good damn time.
I enjoy it.
Could we use more down there? Of course. I don't know how that works.
I also like down there? Live casino.
Live casino. There you go. He's a little over the top. I'm allowed to say that. I love Andrew. Little over the top, saying it sucks. It doesn't suck. I think it's kind of convenient.
Using it as justification not to try something new that could be better sucks. I'll say that. Because that's where I was with the Sixers thing. Everyone was like, oh, how many Sixers games do you tailgate?
Yes, I got you on that.
The Eagles, for me, I understand the tailgating conversation, but if people are against moving it to the Navy Yard because the stadium complex is right there, it's right in the same spot.
That's the same ballpark.
I can't really get upset with that.
Correct.
I also like the stadium complex for what it does for people like me who live in the city, who you can hop on the Broad Street line and you can make your way on down there.
Very
easy. And if you think traffic sucks now, just wait until you try to get 70,000 people into a football stadium without the ability for them to take public transit down there.
Yeah, that's a whole different can of worms because we're talking NBA arena versus NFL stadium.
Right. I know we all get forgotten about the ones that live in the city when these conversations happen, because it always feels like these conversations are had by people who live in the burbs, where it's like, the traffic's a disaster. You know, traffic could be worse if you try and take all of us from the city and make us drive somewhere instead of taking public transit.
That's wine of the week for next Friday, Connor.
It's fine. I always think it's like it's always nice and grand because it's always a conversation had by people who. And I lived in the burbs for 18 years.
I don't
grew
have
up
to
in the
worry
burbs.
about Chucky running around with the knife, Ray. All right, I'm happy in the burbs.
Chucky better watch
They got him.
Chucky got
I'll
caught.
take him out.
He got caught in Vegas.
They got him.
Did you see that? Yeah. All right.
Who, Gruden?
No.
No, they got Gruden in Vegas too. Well, Oakland.
I understand Andrew's take. It's very passionate. Shout out to him, but I don't agree. I think that having all four in the same spot is pretty good. Am I opposed to saying in the Navy Yard's the same thing? They're going to build this Eagle Stadium wherever the Jetro is or somewhere in that vicinity.
And that's the complex to be too.
That's the complex.
If I could get off of the, what is it now, NRG station?
Yeah.
If I can get off of that subway stop and walk to where it is, to me, it's all the same down there.
The Jetro is, the Navy Yard's a little bit further. Here's my problem with this, because there's a part of this where Andrew Salciunas is absolutely right. Like, trying new things to see if we can do something better, I do love that, and I don't want to restrict us from doing that. I was open to the idea of the Sixers moving their stadium to Center City. Like, I thought that was interesting. But let's think about where the world is right now. I want to have a bigger conversation about us as a society here in the greater Philadelphia area. Things change all the time. We got robots delivering our packages. We got AI creating all these videos left and right. The math that kids are going to learn when they go back to school here next week is going to be different than the way I was taught math 20 years ago. Everything changes. What's wrong with having one thing, one last bastion of how it's supposed to be or how it was? Nostalgia is something that the city was built upon. The history of Philadelphia is one of the most important things about Philadelphia. And this is part of our history. So God forbid we want to keep one thing that we quote unquote used to have and reject modernity to keep the stadium complex the way it's supposed to be. Why is that such a big deal? To keep one thing. I want that. I want us to have something that we can lean back on to say in 100 years, the Eagles are going to play across from the Phillies, who are going to play across from the Sixers and the Flyers. Why is that wrong for me to want, Andrew?
Wow.
Well said.
In a world where Andrew was the old guy yelling at clouds, somehow you became the older guy yelling at clouds.
Yeah, but the older guy's right in this situation, even though he's a couple months older than me. Figure it out on your own. He's wrong. I'm right. I'll fight him on this if I have to.
Yeah, I think you guys should. I would love to see the two of you guys square up again. This is juice I need. I thought you were going to go in today and battle him. I thought that was going to be a back and forth they had with you. So.
No, I was saving it for us. If we want to cross it over after, but we get the juice. They got some juice yesterday, and then we shared the juice on Monday.
I'll say this much. Yeah, we had the conversation, and yeah, I didn't have the juice like that. I'm okay either way you want to operate. I think it's a big deal, but I'm not going to get crazy because you know darn well it's going to be down there.
You move the Philadelphia Eagles outside of South Philadelphia.
They're not going to.
I have a problem.
They're not going to.
Then that's fine. Then I don't have a problem. Then I'm
not
not going to be Andrew Salciunas.
Yeah, they're not going to.
That's when I will start kicking and screaming is when someone suggests a site that's not there.
Camden?
I'll have a problem. I'll have a problem.
It will be South Philly.
I had someone curse at me. Remember I did that Phillies broadcast at Rally House in April or one of those? I forget how Gunn and I got on the topic of stadiums going across the way. Someone called in from Jersey and cursed at Gunn and I. And it played over the speakers at Rally House. Because
a lot of tension in the world these days.
So mad that we were like, yeah, we don't want it to go to Jersey.
No, it's Philadelphia. It's a Philly team. We just got to stay in Philly. South Philly, of course.
Yeah. And people from out of town think it's cool we have all the stadiums there. But it's the same way I think Wrigleyville's cool because it's a novelty to me.
Sure.
It's a novelty to people to come here.
So what? We travel somewhere else. We think they have something cool. We have to change. They think we're cool. We think they're cool. We can have our own thing. It's our thing. Why are we giving that up?
I also will say the reason why Wrigleyville and Fenway work, what he's talking about, baseball. I'm going to bars around a baseball game. The tailgate scene for football is different.
Oh, man. McFadden's back in the day. Woo! That was the spot.
Also, the Wrigley-Fenway thing is erroneous. Those cities were built around those stadiums,
and plus,
not the other way around.
The nostalgia is kicking in really heavy if you're going to a game there. It's just a different conversation.
I mentioned this week I liked going to the Suns game in the middle of Phoenix. That city wasn't built around the Suns arena.
I think we would all agree. Build up a couple more businesses down there. It brings more foot traffic. Stateside would appreciate it. Towing, what's the place inside the stadium? The
Pass and Stowe.
Pass and Stowe, thank you. Yeah, all of that. Like, everybody would be okay with it.
All right, coming up, we got News at Noon. We also have an addition to News at Noon that we might see Sean Brace cry today. We are going to bring up something that might make him cry, and it's not the fact that he's being kicked out of Club Hurts. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace and Dunne, 97.5. Before we get into the news at noon, Sean Brace, you had a final thought on the stadium conversation?
Our guy SJK checks in. He's a man that knows a thing or two about a thing or two when it comes to all things South Philadelphia Stadium Complex. If you know, you know. He did text me the plans for the new arena. Forgive me if this was brought up in any part of the discussion, but the new arena for the Sixers and Flyers being built in 2030. Yes, there's a ton of plans to
expand down there. So, yes, there is. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping for it. I've loved the expansion of Stateside Live. For anyone that's heard me talk about a million times about the fact that I've been down there, been hanging around. We see our guy J. Roy down there plenty. I love the way they've expanded Stateside Live, and I'm looking forward to all the expansion.
Sure.
I will say there's probably a cynic out there listening that's like, I remember what was initially planned for down there.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was supposed to be like the Jetsons. We're supposed to have flying cars.
I'm hoping that everything comes to fruition, Sean Brace.
I think the one thing that I always remember about those blueprints wasn't there supposed to be like a place that connected Xfinity Live, Stateside Live to Citizens Bank Park?
There's supposed to be a walkway over the street.
Which
so that
would have been incredible.
Be a lot better for me.
The only issue is if you're going to build that now, you're going to have to shut things down for a long time. So I don't think that that's going to happen.
I do like the feel of like almost getting crushed by traffic.
I don't.
It gets the juices flowing for the
I'm gonna
game.
be
I
honest
feel
with
like
you,
I'm
I
ready.
don't.
The adrenaline is pumping. Like right before kickoff, somebody's whipping through in a Prius at 40 miles an hour down there. It's like, ooh, sidestep, Saquon, reverse hurdle.
Frogger is not fun in real life.
I like it.
The only thing that my issue is when you're coming down and Stateside Live is on your right-hand side, Citizens Bank Park's on your left, and directly forward is Lincoln Financial Field. Those Ubers wait in that right lane. They stop in that right lane. And I'm trying to take a right to get to Wells Fargo Center or Xfinity Mobile or the Link.
Well,
and they're always stopped there.
They're not supposed to be there.
I know that. But my issue is they're Ubers, and you understand, and that's the only issue. That's my only hang-up about that corner. Other than that, I love it.
Has there been a bigger failure than this is the rideshare lot? This is where only rideshare cars can come?
We can improve on all areas.
That thing does not work at all.
I just thinking about the Uber that I got from Stateside like a week or two ago, and I know exactly where it picked me up, and it was certainly not the rideshare lot.
You know who you were?
No. I hope not.
Was that the great Ray Dunne in my back seat?
Hey, Ray.
I like when an Uber has us on the preset, because it's a fun little like, oh, you listen to sports talk radio, or oh, you listen to a lot of radio, or someone that's listening to radio, and you just kind of pick the brain. I never go full, do you know who I am? I just try and see who they like, who they don't like. I'm waiting for the time I get in the car and they're like, God, you know what sucks? That midday show, 97.5
Hey, Ray.
Fanatic.
Oh.
That day's coming.
Oh, it's coming. I know.
Damn right.
I just looked to my left at the YouTube chat, and I already got something cooking there against me. All right, let's get to the news at noon.
It's the news at noon with Connor. Oh, it's not Ray Dunne anymore. I don't care what they say about them anyway. It's the news at noon, and that's that.
All right, we're starting out west, folks, because Zach Manasian, who is the GM of the San Francisco Giants, was making a little radio hit with KNBR out there in San Fran and was talking about how the season has gone so far. And the bullpen has been a shaky spot for the Giants so far this season. Hey, we've seen that here in Philadelphia. Sometimes bullpens can be streaky. But if you dive deeper into the analytics, you can always find a silver lining, especially if you cancel out the most important inning of a damn baseball game. Here's what he had to say in defense of the bullpen.
I want to be a little careful to say rebuild the entire bullpen. Something I was looking at the other day. The ninth inning obviously has been a huge issue. And our bullpen ERA, when you take out the ninth inning, I think the last time I looked was a couple days ago, was sixth in baseball. So when you look at some of the names out in that bullpen, some of the guys who have stepped up, there's talent there.
Apart from the shooting, Miss Lincoln, how was the play?
I mean, it's brutal. There are two things I think of when I hear him say that. One, I think of
Killian.
Because that was the big thing for Caleb Killian when he came over in the Rise trade was if you take out the ninth inning, the guy's been able to pitch. And it's like, well, for a reliever, that ninth inning's pretty important. But thankfully, you've got Duran here. You could try and use a different way to package that if you're a general manager of a baseball team. We need to go out there and find our closer. There's talent here. We've seen that in the middle innings. Don't tell them that you've looked up what your ERA is outside the ninth inning. That's a mistake. The second thing I thought of was, man, that bullpen was like me trying to close in Jamaica. That was my honest to God second thought. I nearly texted my buddies that clip. Instead, I texted the two of you guys that clip. But I was like, wow, yeah, that I've known a lot of guys that are a lot like that bullpen. Really good in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. It's just the difficulty of closing in the 9th.
Yeah, that's 55 and 79. That's what you're going to get there. And I like where you're at, Ray. 1, things to live by. Don't tweet about or don't talk about success from your bullpen and not include the ninth inning. And then don't tweet at 3:39 in the morning, too. That's number 2 for you as well.
It's always a bad one.
Yeah.
But I just love it. If we canceled out the first 4 innings of the game, or if we only counted the first 4 innings, the Phillies bullpen hasn't given up a run this year. Best in baseball. I know that's not true. We have to think back.
Real fact on that one, that's not true.
Yeah, they did the opener a couple of times. You can't cancel stuff out. You can't say analytically we won the series. We learned that during the NBA postseason. Just go with what the actual numbers are. Why is that so difficult? Why is something so difficult as playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? That's been a question that's been asked by a lot of people. And it's not just about Deshaun Watson, but Kirk Herbstreit was on the NFL on Prime broadcast of the Browns' most recent preseason game, and he chose an interesting path. In a week where Deshaun Watson won the poll for Wine of the Week on the morning show, even though the text line had Bill Colarulo, Kirk Herbstreit defended him. A couple of different points here. Take a listen.
I think the thing that a lot of people talked about was the press conference and how the fans were booing him, and he kind of lost his cool after that game against Buffalo. If you put yourself on the field and you think about your home stadium, and obviously it's been a disaster, but you could see how a guy could lose his cool and say something like that. But it's out of his system. I think you'll never see him talk about that again. But I think at the same time, he's got to go out and execute. That's why when that news broke, everybody was kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Everybody was kind of surprised. But I don't know. I'm a guy that believes that everybody deserves second opportunities. And I know that this has been a disaster, one of the worst trades maybe in the history of the NFL. But he's still a 30-year-old. And at one point was viewed as one of the top quarterbacks in the league with 72 career starts. And we'll see what he can do in Todd Monken's offense.
Gentlemen, fair defense of Deshaun Watson?
I still can't think of him without that dog running around, and I have a feeling that a lot of people, when they see Herbie and that dog on the playing field, they start to think about cat people, and they're like, you know what, maybe those cat people are onto something.
Nope, that's not all what I think.
Regardless.
I think that's a guy that I really can't stand hiding behind a dog.
Yeah, and that take, more of the same. I'm not going to crush him because it's the fourth quarter of a preseason game, and you got to find something to fill the airwaves with, but to have that take... And
you're the college football guy. Shouldn't you have a better grasp on these guys running around in the fourth quarter anyways?
True. No argument there. But I will also say, hear me out, put everything that we know about Deshaun Watson to the side. This season, contract, everything. Just judge him based on what we are seeing right now on the playing field. He's terrible.
Right. So why are you wasting your energy?
I just love the everyone deserves a second chance into maybe the worst trade in NFL history. Unmitigated disaster. It's the worst thing that's ever happened.
So 90 times 32. 90 players right now on preseason rosters. 32 football teams out there. 2,880 players out there. Kirk Herbstreit decided to go to bat in the fourth quarter for probably someone who comes in 2,880th on my rankings of wanting to defend.
I like where your math is at, and I like where your head's at. Nice work.
All right, what else we got? On. We'll round out with this one. Vinod Koshla, if you're not familiar, is the lead owner of the Seattle Seahawks after their recent sale. And whenever you get a new owner, you're trying to figure out, okay, who's this person? Where'd they come from? What'd they do? Like, what is this person like? We're lucky to have some good ownership here in Philadelphia. You got to be careful when you put them behind a microphone, though, because they're not always PR trained and they're not always the most sports-first people. Sometimes they just got money, and they don't understand how a fan base will react when you tell them that the team they just bought is not their favorite football team.
I also happened to come to this country in '76 when the Steelers were winning the Super Bowl. So actually, I was originally and still am a big Steelers fan. Oh. Also,
still
a little-known fact, but I still watch all the Steelers games too.
Bro, you just bought the Seahawks. You can't have your first press conference be how much you love another team in the league of a team you just bought. What are we doing?
I can't believe that. I thought it was more along the lines of like, yeah, he was a fan. Okay, I'm not going to crush him. No big deal. He's got a lot of money. He bought the Seahawks. However, to sit there and say, I still am a big fan.
And this is what has become of sports now that it's the industry that it is. There's only a select group of people in the world that can actually control one of these franchises, especially when it comes to the NFL. And I'm not necessarily longing for the local car dealership guy to be able to own the team because that comes with its own shortcomings. But it sucks because this guy has pretty much just told you the Seahawks are an investment for me. That's what this is. This is a dollars and cents thing. And he's not the only one. He's just probably the most honest one because he's telling you that a team elsewhere in the league is the one he's going to be watching and rooting for. You could pan to the owner's box on Sunday, and there he is with the iPad out watching, hoping that Aaron Rodgers throws a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, he's trying to see what Sam Darnold and his investment on the field is going to pay dividends for him down the line.
Is he wearing a Steelers cap, waving the
terrible towel?
Terrible towel?
It's a terrible take by him. Why? Also, yeah, fire every PR person in the world, maybe. I don't even know.
$9.6 billion they were sold.
And that's the thing that's crushing. And, it's the one thing that, you sit around and say, thank God for who we have. I know people have continued to try and do Middleton, take this year about the Phillies. Middleton is as big a fan of this Phillies team as you are. And he is driven as crazy by what happens with them as you are. That's a beautiful thing about John Middleton. Jeffrey Lurie grew up in the New England area. If you were to give him truth serum about some of his favorite sports teams, probably would make you nauseous. You know what he cares about, though? Is the success of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
And not just the success of the Eagles, but the success of the Philadelphia community that surrounds the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's right.
Those two guys that you have right there become great leaders for what it should be. Every owner across the board should be looking specifically at the two of them being like, yeah, that is the path for ownership.
Just an absolutely insane one. And John Middleton sold the rights to Harry the K's. And that's just money over Harry the K.
That got brought up today, too, as well.
People lost their minds over it. Could you imagine someone, owning the Eagles, buying them in their first press conferences? Yeah, I'm actually a big Houston Texans fan. I've always been a Texans fan. I watch all the Texans games, so I like the Texans better. But what's up, Philadelphia? We would run that person out of town.
Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty.
No.
Got to work on that. But that's the deal when all these people are multi-billionaires.
Right. It's an investment.
I was reading about the whole Zuckerberg and Meta, the settlement, $18 billion due to, it's a whole different case. But they settled.
Privacy?
It was something to do with teenagers. And $18 billion they settled for. Just think, it's just.
Yeah, settled. $18 billion seems like the right price tag here.
Zuck got a couple bucks, I guess. Anyways, regardless, we do have some great owners here and people that run the organizations. I know the Flyers. I could speak about everybody top to bottom. Of course, really, really happy with how the Sixers have been in pursuit this offseason. You brought up Middleton, and Jeffrey Lurie, for my money, is one of the best in the game.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah. I want to give you an opportunity to cry, Sean Brace, because you came in firing hot about a number of different things. And it's a Football Guy Friday, and we want to add something to the news at noon here.
Okay.
If you want to play the Boys of Fall, you can.
I'll hit
throughout this entire thing.
No,
because
I know when I'm going to hit it.
You came in pretty hot today. We were trying to get some stuff ready for the show, and you're like, I bet you didn't even press play on this. And you were right, because I didn't think I was going to press play on Dan Campbell talking about high school football. But this one hit you in the feels, and I listened to it, and I was like, you know what, I can understand how this hits people in the feels. And he was asked about it.
You're right, I'm going to cry.
I think you are going to cry.
I'm crying right now.
He's going to cry. It's been an eventful 2 hours already for Sean Brace. We might move him to tears here. Please, Sean, set this up for the people at home.
Well, it's what it's all about, man. This is the time of year. And if you played high school football, if you played Pee Wee football, you know that you'll have those memories for a lifetime, and that's family. And Dan Campbell, here's question and answer about the significance of high school football as we're about to get started.
How do you view high school football and maybe the last great pure era of football at the amateur level, and what kind of message would you have to athletes and coaches embarking on the season today?
Well, I think you just nailed that. It is a little bit of the last. There's no nonsense. There's nothing that goes along with it. And it's just good old, man, it's the grass, right? Man, you can smell the freshly cut grass. It's Thursday night, it's Friday night, it's Saturday. It's you and this, probably a lot of kids you grew up with. You know, you guys grew up together, and I know this, we've got a couple of coaches that have seniors. You know, they have seniors that are opening up tonight, and man, you never forget your senior year for sure. You don't forget all of them, but man, wherever you're at, make the most of it, because you're not guaranteed to be able to get another chance to play and be with those guys that you grew up with and enjoy the game at that level, and the wins and the sacrifice and the hard work and the blood and the sweat and the tears. It's a special time.
I I get choked up, man. Now, if that hits you, you know what I'm talking about. And if it doesn't hit you, I get it. Like, you don't know what it takes to strap on the helmet and the shoulder pads and to suit up with those boys all summer long, get ready for the season, play on Friday night lights. There's nothing better to smell of the grass, mom and dad in the stands, the cheerleader that you've been eyeing up all week wearing your jersey on a Friday. I'm wearing my jersey on a Friday at the lunchroom. The pep rallies, the PA announcer saying your name. I remember it like it was yesterday, boys. I'm standing at the top of the hill, and my boy Pat Carilla goes to me in my senior year. This is what it's all about. This is what we've been waiting for. Pat didn't make it to senior year. He quit middle way through. Regardless, these are the memories. The boys of fall are back. I love you, Dan Campbell.
Turning face to stars and stripes. It's batting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air, all right.
Damn it. I might shed a tear.
Surprised you haven't yet.
Goosebumps, boys. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Goosebumps. Come on.
I'm happy you're happy.
The smell of the Dan Campbell's a grass guy, boys.
That's the least surprising thing in the world.
Who doesn't love grass?
I'm a big grass fan.
Oh,
The smell of fresh cut grass, great.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's a big picture poster around here with their stripes. I saw Matt Menard post. I saw Andrew, John. Everybody loves to show off their grass. Me too. Stop by
And
my
your
house.
neighbors, too.
And my neighbors.
Your neighbors.
Come on, man. It's a beautiful time of the year. And shout out to those high school football parents. It's a beautiful thing, man. The cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Football jerseys on a Friday.
I look forward to trying to get out to see Springford play this year.
My guy Yogi Roth joined the program yesterday. We battled. Man, I'd give a finger, whatever you want, to go back and play one more
Whatever
game.
you want?
Whatever you
You
want.
would give up whatever you want
Whatever
to go
you
back
want.
and play.
One
All right,
more
Vrabel,
game.
take it easy over there.
Yeah.
What a show today. Thank
now,
you, boys.
if Vrabel had won a Super Bowl earlier in his career,
He would have saved himself a lot of trouble.
that's right.
If you're not familiar, Mike Vrabel said if the Patriots win the Super Bowl with him as head coach, he would lose his manhood.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Did you see Silver? What's his name? Mike Silver, the columnist for
The Athletic, right?
Yeah, he's got I guess a history with Rossini, and then he finally spoke about it yesterday, professional history, and
you can't blame me for seeing the lines blurred there. The lines have been blurred with her. I can't.
Not at all, because he gets up there on the podium and starts saying things like, she was an incredible insider. I'm telling you, she had all the right connections. It's like, wait a minute, dude, have you not been paying attention to everything that's taken place the last 6 months? Like, you can't say that right now. Like, you can have her back, but stop defending her on that category.
I mean, Kirk Herbstreit's defending Deshaun Watson right now on the TV broadcast. You can defend anybody you want, baby.
I love the smell of grass.
Yeah.
I wish I could smell.
Yeah, you can't smell. You have no idea.
Yeah, no, I got no clue.
All right, we opened up today. Somehow 2 hours ago, we were talking about how exciting the brand of football is the Eagles play, because they were ranked 15th on the watchability list by Ben Solak on ESPN. And it got a little – I saw people hot and bothered by it on the timeline. These two guys were hot and bothered by it. We got into a question then about football season starting and about your excitement just for this weekend of football, the brand of football you'll be watching this weekend. And I want to get back into that at 610-632-0975. But what really has overtaken the show is a question of whether or not the president of Club Hertz needs to be suspended for his actions today. We are going to assess the membership of one Sean Brace and also Chris Long coming up. That's up next here on Brace and Dunne. This is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles get their final work in. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Birds have their final preseason game tonight at 8 p.m. at the Link, taking on the Bengals. Roster cutdown day is on Sunday, so this is the last chance for the coaching staff to evaluate who's going to make it on the Eagles roster to start the season. And we will talk about that with a lot of people on Monday, but we talked with Tim McManus earlier today. Marks and Salciunas had him yesterday. Here's his general evaluation of where the Eagles' offense is at.
I think the training camp told us that that the passing game is going to take some time to develop. The defense looked really good as expected, but the passing game was really up and down.
We'll keep you updated on any roster news that we hear as the preseason winds down. The Phillies had the night off last night. They'll start a series with the Los Angeles Angels tonight, 9:38 out there on the West Coast. Andrew Painter faces Reed Detmers. The Braves finished a sweep of the Dodgers last night, so they now have a 5-game lead over the Phillies in the NL East. The Union head on the road to face Red Bull New York tomorrow at 7:30. You can hear that game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And this weekend is week 0 in college football as they get their season started. Sean Brace may shed a couple tears over it. It's a great time of the year, folks. This update is brought to you by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the
Fanatic app.
Welcome back in. Brace and Dunne here on 97.5 The Fanatic. In about an hour's time, we will relive the worst of the week, which is also the best of the week. Those are the same thing on this program. It's the best of the worst. The last week report comes your way at 1:30. We look back at a week it was. Second week of this program. Last week's last week report was great. The Orphis pitch was the best part of the opening week of the program.
Unbelievable. On day one.
The Orphis pitch has been dwarfed like 5 times this week.
Really?
By moments of the show, for sure.
All
Again,
right.
Tuesday's show for me might be the Mount Rushmore forever. All right, you got me getting just absolutely torched in my dating life by being an idiot and bringing it up on the air.
That was good.
Connor's bed was the big talking point on Tuesday coming out of that show. I can't wait for the last week report this week. It's going to be great coming up at 1:30 of an hour's time from now. Today's show has been one of the great ones because it's been the brain of Brace in the many different ways it's taken you. The Tua jersey that he is currently rocking that has been ripped to the side towards his right arm. Another great comment we got on the old Bird app. Someone saying 2 weak arms, calling your arms weak and also Tua's arms weak.
Yep.
After you failed to rip it cleanly down, your Club Hurts membership, your Club Hurts presidency has been called into question because you're rocking a Tua jersey. And somehow, 2.5 hours ago, we opened up talking about the watchability of the Eagles and whether or not football season is truly beginning in week 0. Because Connor and I are like, yeah, I'll watch football. I'm not rearranging my Saturday around the games that are coming up tomorrow. But, you can be disappointed and upset with it. Let's go to the Davis Honda text line. Check the voice memos here at 610-632-0975 on what we've got going so far.
Marty from Tallyville, brown truck delivery driver. Brace, couldn't agree with you more than 100%. Week 0's here. We got ball tomorrow. Sorry that I'm not Connor, too busy selling my mattress on Facebook, or Ray Dunne doing his umpteenth fantasy football draft. But it's not just UNC TCU tomorrow. Boys, we got a big group of 6 action tomorrow night with UNLV in Memphis. And you are damn straight I'll be tuned into it.
That was Marty, right?
That's the juice, Marty.
I appreciate that from Marty because you have to keep me in check. I got to be tapped into that Memphis game. That's something I need to be. We need American football action out there. I need to be tapped into that. So, Marty, I appreciate you for that. And some good group of 6 football talk.
Damn right.
Because if there was one person on this program yesterday that was sticking up for the non-Big Ten and SECs of the world, it was me. Asking Yogi Roth, hey, is there any reason why anyone else can win?
Yeah, he didn't like that question or the angle of the question.
Well, the angle of the question is the angle that most people are asking around football right now.
Fair.
Big Ten, SEC. So far, we've only seen Clemson do it twice and Florida State do it once over the last 20 years. So, what's the rest of the teams out there capable of doing?
I appreciate that, Marty. Great call. And there are plenty. Normally, week 0 is a dud. I'm not here to sit here and tell you, oh, this is it. This is great. But this year, there's actually some decent games. They've spaced them out from start to finish from 12 to 10. Hey, it's either you're a football guy or not. And if you're excited about tomorrow, you're a football guy and gal. There's also football gals out there that are excited about tomorrow. Like I said, though, with that, the UNLV, you have multiple teams that played in the conference championship games last year, right? I could make the case for why USC could potentially be a tough team to deal with. And that schedule is ridiculous. They do have Penn State. It's going to be really interesting for Lincoln Riley because he's not lived up to the hype. He has not delivered on all the expectations.
Friend of the station, Lincoln Riley.
I'm a Lincoln Riley guy. He was the offensive coordinator at East Carolina. So we can go down the list of games, and we can call a few that are duds, and we can give some reasons why you should tune in. I'm not here to kill you guys. I just was a little bit more, it's fair to say, disappointed that you guys weren't on my level.
I'm sniffing something over there.
A little disappointment.
A little BS coming out from
what?
The options this weekend. You're telling me week 0 is usually a dud.
It is. This year they've actually put a little bit of effort. NC State and Virginia is a good game. Okay. Not going to make it out to be anything other than what it is. Game 1 is week 0. Game 1 for the Wolfpack. But the Cavs went to the championship game last year for the ACC. If you remember, if they would have won that game, I don't believe, if I'm getting this wrong, let me know in the comments, Miami would not have made the playoffs if Virginia won that game. They didn't. So here we are. They were in a conference championship game last year. So there's some good reasons to tune in, and it's football. That's the biggest thing. I'll take a page out of Matt Nahagian, former program director. where we will cry and B and C left and right about not having football. And then when football gets here, you'd rather talk about something else.
Yeah, but like you saying either you're a football guy or you're not. It's like saying if you're not a foodie if you don't eat a piece of gum off the street.
No.
Like there's a level to
grief.
There's a level to what matters here.
Week 0 is a piece of gum on the street.
I don't want to come to Brace's side on this one, but you are the epitome of a guy who will eat anything.
Okay.
So if in this analogy, you would be the football guy
I'm not
watching
a foodie.
whatever.
That's my point. That should not be the bars, whether or not you watch Week 0.
I'm giving you both a hard time, and I'm giving all the listeners a hard time. But I guarantee this. You guys will be watching. I guarantee you guys will be around a screen that will have a college football game on tomorrow, and you guys will watch.
We had the West Coast. We know you have to move. Trust me. You got to move, and Colarulo's got to take care of his kids. We know. All right?
Is that just tomorrow?
If you ever ask Bill to do anything,
yeah, that's it.
He's going to be like, "Oh, that sounds good. I think I got the kids.
The kids. Yeah.
I got the. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. You could invite him to the Bill Colarulo Hall of Fame ceremony, and he would be like, I don't know. I've got the kids.
That's great.
Yeah.
Something tells me he's showing up for that one at least.
Maybe. I would be still 50-50 on him showing up because I think he'd want everyone just to praise him without him being there.
Look, I think Thursday night games coming up next week are really good too as well.
No.
College football's here, boys.
To be fair, we did the West Coast pledge where we asked people, hey, 6th inning, Phillies, Mariners, tweet at us the screen, what you're watching. College football pledge for tomorrow. I want to see how many people are tweeting out the screens at TCU, UNC. USC's got San Jose State.
Correct.
You're selling me on the ACC, NC State, Virginia matchup.
3:30.
That'll be our college football pledge. I want to see that from people.
Hawaii and Stanford is at 7 o'clock tomorrow. That game's in Stanford. Memphis and UNLV's the 10 o'clock game. That is going to be a great game.
All right, tweet
great
us.
Game.
College football pledge. 975 middays. Sean _Brace. Connor Thomas 975. Ray Dunne 975.
I'll put my name behind that one. UNLV Memphis, best game of the card.
And I look forward to seeing your tweet of the screen of you watching it.
56.5. I'll be at Zach Brown.
Hey, there we go. Interesting. Yeah, step out real quick. Step out.
Week 0. Football's back, boys. I just want to spend my entire day watching football. He made other plans. That's an obscene gesture.
You see what I'm saying here?
Davis Honda text line. What else we got on the voice memos?
All right, fellow cat guy here. Sean Brace gets a pass on that. As the president of Club Hertz, Sean Brace he deserves a pass. Give him a pass. Give him a pass. Give him a hall pass on this one. Let him slide.
A hall pass?
He made up for it by half-ass ripping that jersey. He's all right. Love you. Bye.
You the man.
I love Zach, but if Zach was your lawyer, you're ending up in prison there. Why should my client get out of this? Just give him a pass. Just give him a pass. Give him a pass. Give him a pass. Your Honor. Give him a pass.
Also, if you are a cat guy, I need to hear it too. Please support cat guys across the world. Stand up. We don't bring our cats to games. We don't take them to work. They stay at the house. They clean themselves. If you're a cat guy, appreciate him. Shout out.
Did you see the cat guy beef with the Sixers recently? Because yesterday was National Dog Day.
Ooh.
And they did the thing where they post the DMs to all the players. And they DM, can you send us a picture of your dog? Jaylen Brown responds, I'm a cat guy. That's all you got back from him. So there you have it.
JB.
And Maxie's a dog guy, so maybe this team won't work out.
Could be a problem.
This could be an issue for this team.
Cats and dogs.
We'll break it down for you. All right, one last one from Davis on the text line here.
Hey, yo, this is Gianni Infantino, and I'm just calling. I want to give Mr. Brace my full support. I don't believe he's done anything wrong. Everybody just gotta relax. Yep. I would have done the same thing myself. I think he's fine. Buongiorno.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the 50% of me that's Italian's offended.
That was great.
The 50% of me that's Italian's offended.
What was his name, Connor?
I don't know, man.
You call him Giuseppe? Is that all right? Can I just call him Giuseppe?
You can call him whatever you want. I'm not touching that.
Giuseppe, you the man. I appreciate the support, as always.
I love our Italian listeners, and I don't want to pretend to know what that name was.
I can't believe Ray set me up. He knew what he was doing. He knew I had plans.
What? No, I had no idea. I had no idea you had plans.
I can't believe you set me up.
I didn't realize that week 0, when football comes back, you decided to do something other than watching college football.
The wife bought these tickets, and it's upsetting to think about how long ago she bought these tickets. And I just remember saying, wow, I can't wait to see Zach Brown at the Man. But, oh, man, that means summer's over, and we are here.
I
You
thought for
set me
sure
up.
that you would have
You
just
set-
scheduled your entire
Look,
Saturday to watch all of college football. It's week 0.
Here's what I know. When I sit down in this chair, I got to be ready for anything because Connor's quicker than I ever imagined. And you, I know you're quick. You are really fast.
I'm shocked.
High motors on both of these guys. A lot of twitching over here.
Violent hands. Good first step. We got that knee bend, the ankle bend working.
About. Football guys, let's go.
I know how to appeal to you now. I know how to win any argument with Sean Brace. Like between Ray and I, if we're ever arguing, I'm just going to go into the catch-all football terms, and it is over for you, Dunne.
Oh, it's so good.
I had no idea you had plans tomorrow night.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Must have right over my head.
If you're watching on YouTube, you literally could see the light bulb go off in my head. Like, uh-oh. Ding. That's right. I am not going to be in front of a television screen.
Who would have thought?
You going to have a phone on you?
I'll tell you right
Week
now.
0. Can't miss action unless you're missing it.
10 o'clock on Saturday night to tomorrow night, I might have it. I'm going to have a tear in my eye because he's going to play free. Zach Brown playing free, boys.
Whatever you do.
Into the Mystic. They bring a Marine. They bring out a serviceman to come out serious. And it's just one of the coolest things you've ever seen, ever been a part of. He did it at Lincoln Financial Field for Kenny. If you were in the building, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Free is one of the greatest songs ever written. And it's going to be a fun time tomorrow.
Yeah, it's ironic because people are going to text you and ask, are you watching football? And you're not going to be free.
I just want to give you one piece of advice. Focus on the concert,
the
time of the wife, and not the football. Let's keep that straight open. Coming up, we mentioned Chris Long, Club Hertz. We're still debating whether or not Sean Brace should be suspended from Club Hertz for wearing his Tua jersey today. But Chris Long, a member of Club Hertz, will play for you what he had to say about Jalen Hurts. And should an offense with Jalen Hurts in it have a higher floor than the one last season? He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace and Dunne, 97.5.
Cooperstown bound.
Yeah, the live show we do from Cooperstown next summer will be great.
Whoa.
I'm just speaking into existence.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Wait, that would be next year?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think.
Okay.
Could be.
I'm speaking into existence. Yeah, why not?
He's been trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
We just got to start emailing. You know how we've done with Club Hertz here? It's not Club Chase. It's just chasing around every single Hall of Fame voter and just spamming them until we guilt all of them into voting for him.
I know how the NFL process works from the Hall of Fame. I had a back seat to some good conversation. I'll just leave the name nameless. Anyways, and then there's a lot of politicking, but I'm not using that in a negative manner. It's just you got to build up your candidate.
Right.
And
like if he's Bill Belichick, he's not getting in.
That's a different world. That's a whole different conversation. He rubbed people the wrong way, certain people, whatever. But, it's tough. Like, it's supposed to be tough. This is the greats. These are the best players ever to field their position in those games. So it shouldn't be easy, but it is interesting to be privy to some of those conversations that are taking place behind the scenes to lift said candidate. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's very interesting. The whole committee process, by talking things over. I'd be fascinated to sit.
You might actually be on there one day. You never know.
There's no
As
shot.
a voter?
There's no one that's ever going to hand me a Hall of Fame vote.
You know who's a Heisman Trophy voter?
You?
John Jansen.
Really?
Johnny, yeah. John has got a vote, yeah.
Not the offensive lineman, our John Jansen.
My guy, John Jansen, yeah.
John Jansen, who tells us about the stats are on the back of the baseball card.
He just texted me and said, keep giving them hell over college football. Let's go. He also just said, wild show so far, though, LOL.
Yeah, no, it's... I have to imagine that if they're teaching the college course on a radio show, today's probably isn't the one. I don't think we're getting the Marconi today.
Well, I said something to Connor during the break, and I said, dude, having some fun here. Connor, what did you say?
I love this show.
No, but you gave me detail. What was your reasoning?
We're all over. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, because no Phillies last night.
Oh,
Nope.
yeah. That's right.
And, it's preseason.
Right. We're going to get coming up at 1 o'clock. We'll get into, what are you looking for? Real football guy, meats and potatoes.
I thought T-Mac was great.
Yeah.
He let it be known that some of those guys are already locked in his opinion. Talked about the quarterback position. Yeah, great stuff there, 97.5thefanatic.com.
Yeah, go give a listen to that when you have the opportunity to. We mentioned Bill Belichick, someone that's played for him before. Chris Long, a massive podcast star at this point, to the point where I don't think like even trying to book him for us is just he's just eclipsed anything that we'd be able to talk to him. Bo Allen, do a tremendous job on his podcast. He was talking about Jalen Hurts, this Eagles offense, and he poses a pretty interesting question in this.
Even in that 24 season, like as you aggregate the whole thing, the passing offense was fine. There were just some games where you say, hey, the floor, you'd like to see the floor raise a little bit. And when I watched him last year, the floor is too low. And, it's too low for a quarterback of that caliber. And a lot of that is probably the scheme. And, like we've talked about ad nauseum with the terrible route concepts, the terrible spacing, the predictability. So, I think Jalen's off the hook as far as last year is concerned, but you can't ignore the fact that the floor was so low on the passing offense. And, I do think there is some pressure on him this year, whatever you want to say about like what's fair, what's not fair, what should happen if he doesn't play, what should happen if he plays. You just can't deny that there is pressure on a passing offense after a performance like last year. And the quarterback's going to get a lot of the blame, fair or unfair.
So that was actually for part of my take. I want to clean that one up. It was not on his own podcast. That was on part of my take. But for Chris Long in there, that's about I don't want to say the harshest that a guy will come across, like a former player, former Eagle come across on Jalen Hurts. They're all pretty, unless they're employed by a radio station, they're all pretty good about walking the line of not being too critical of Jalen Hurts. I will say that he does have a strong point in the should an offense with Jalen Hurts in it have that low of a floor? Like, I can't really fight that one. As much as I want to take out the Club Hurts card and point to, like, hey, he's won a Super Bowl. The floor for last year should not, I don't care who's calling the plays. I don't care the offensive line. You got a quarterback that's got $50 million tied to his name and has as many accolades as he's had in his career. The floor should not be that low. The question is, how much can you raise that floor this year? More so to me than how much you can raise that ceiling this year.
I think it's a great take by Chris Long, and that's why I know we have some fun at my expense as far as Club Hurts president, and I'm a total defender.
now.
He does he does nothing wrong. I don't think Chris Long said anything that was wrong there. I thought that was a perfect take, well balanced, and I do agree with you, right? A little bit of like, hey, Jalen, you got something to prove this year. There's a lot on the table for Jalen Hurts. Now, that's where we can disagree as far as the contract is concerned. I think he's going to get one no matter what. However, Chris Long, I think he was – I love – you know me. I always talk about the ceiling, but the floor. On the flip side of that, the Eagles are too good. He's too good of a quarterback. He had too many weapons on this offense to be so pedestrian to the point that you're not scoring points in the second half. You're
Completing passes
in the second half. It's just inexcusable. But he also did say something wrong where he said Jalen Hurts is off the hook from last year. See, again, you guys think of me as this ultimate defender. Jalen Hurts is not off the hook last year because of Kevin Patullo. I could sit there and say he's a big piece of a big reason why they didn't have success, but I would never tell you Jalen Hurts is off the hook last year because Kevin Patullo is gone. No, would not say that at all.
Where do you think the floor is for this Eagles team?
From what perspective? From what offense, passing, win total? I'm right there with you guys. I just there's always change in the NFL. How many teams finish last, all of a sudden win the division next year? How many teams win the division and don't make the playoffs? Did you have the Kansas City Chiefs losing 8 straight last year, 9 straight? I didn't. Right? That's Mahomes. That's Andy Reid. So these things always change. I think Dallas is going to be better, especially on defense. I think the Giants are capable of winning a game against the Eagles. And the Commanders are the great unknown right now. I am lock, stock, and barrel of them being terrible. But, dude, we got them week 1. That is a perfect spot for the Commanders.
So the Commanders are an unpredictable team.
I would say so.
2-0.
Which would make them very intriguing for you to watch week in and week out and see what you're going to get.
Sure. I have the red zone. I have, red zone. I got the Sunday ticket. I'll watch them.
So there's a good watchability rating for a team like the Washington Commanders.
You are such a snake. I see how you're weaseling around it. No. Regardless,
my job is not to win the battle at 10:10. My job is to slowly throughout the show pick and prod and work my way till 2:00.
He's good. He's good. He's Ray Dunne.
Coming up at 1:00, which is next for those of you that maybe have lost track of time today, because Lord knows we have. Eagles play their final preseason game tonight. What did we learn? Something I asked Tim McManus. What's the biggest thing he took from camp? And he said the passing offense was something, the ups and downs of it, that it's still a work in progress. It's the biggest thing he took from camp.
I thought that was concerning.
Oh, for sure. What we took from this entire experience that was August football, and I'm not asking you to go 1 through 53 on this roster, but who's the backup quarterback? Do we have wide receivers we believe will be here, won't be here? Do we have a Camp Darling we're protecting? Let's get into the weeds. Let's dive into some Eagles football on the day of the last preseason game. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic. Oh, and I got to tell you, we've been talking a lot about that stadium district. And when you go down to South Philadelphia, you got to go down to Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. When it comes to catching the game, there's no better place to be. Immerse yourself in the center of the action with Game Day Bites at Sports and Social. 360 views at Center Bar, FanDuel Sportsbook, wall-to-wall screens, electric watch party energy, and more. This is Game Day gone live. Make it a total experience with over 2,000 of Philly's hottest slots, over 130 table games, and a live poker room. If you're hungry, go experience a new era of flavor at Luck Food by Jetzila, featuring a fresh East meets West menu curated by the Iron Chef himself. Your Philly favorites, they're back at the all-new 10th Street Market, featuring an expanded menu at Lorenzo & Sons Pizza, the iconic flavors of Termini Brothers Bakery, and Gino's Steaks. Plus, unwind at the brand-new Library Bar with handcrafted cocktails and bites. Only Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for details. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Last chance to evaluate. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what the Eagles coaching staff has in their final preseason game tonight at 8 p.m. at the Link as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Roster cutdown days on Sunday. So Nick Sirianni and company will get a final look at who should make the roster and who will find themselves on the way out. Sirianni talked about the process that goes into that yesterday.
It's just another great evaluation tool. You know, obviously you grade every practice, but we actually put a game grade on the 3 preseason games. Everything's evaluated.
We'll keep you updated on any roster news as the preseason finds its way winding down, and we're heading towards the regular season. The Phillies are heading towards a matchup with the Angels. They start that in L.A. tonight at 9:38. Andrew Painter faces Reed Detmers after the day off yesterday. The Braves did not have a day off, and they finished a sweep of the Dodgers last night. They now have a 5-game lead over the Phillies in the NL East. The Union head on the road to face Red Bull New York tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And this weekend is week 0 in college football as they get their season started. This update is brought to you by our friends over at Dell. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Maybe it's because we wait so damn long for it. You get 17 games, 17 weeks to live and die with your team. It's the sound of the pads, the smell of the grill, the first beer cracking open before noon. Your fantasy lineups, your lucky jerseys, that one seat on the couch nobody else is allowed to sit in. It's tailgates, fight songs, bad bets, and texting your buddies after a touchdown before the extra point is even kicked. And for us here on Football Guy Friday, it's even more than that. For the next 5 months, every weekend means something. Every Monday we'll argue about it. Every Friday we'll convince ourselves we know exactly what's coming. What's coming is football. The boys of fall are back. And there's nothing better than that, except for a Brace and Dunne Football Guy Friday.
Could have said it better myself, Sean Brace. So I'm glad I didn't. Football! Football Guy Fridays.
Now I'm crying.
Right here on Brace. You made yourself cry?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Are you really?
Who inspires you the most, Sean Brace?
I can't really see through the glass. So I
Dan
wasn't
Campbell,
sure.
Ray wanted me to muster up a tear earlier. I could have, trust me. Reliving those moments. My guy Pat Grillo took a stray. I feel bad about that.
Tears and Tears, the story of Sean Brace's Friday here.
Wait till you see me on September 3rd. The 13th is Sunday, so the 11th?
Yep.
There you go. Wait till you see me on the 11th. Ooh. Look out, boys.
That entire week, coming back from Memorial Day.
Labor Day.
I'm starting summer again.
Be a lot cooler
I
than it
wouldn't
was,
hate that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you on that one.
Well, football's back, so I should just suspend all my feelings about my summer weekends going by.
It is a little extra special this time of year in Philadelphia with the fall right around the corner. LeBron James. Man, come on now.
His name is LeBron James. It's about damn time.
Flyers, Eagles, college football. Let's go.
And I didn't really get the gears in motion on this one for the people that were saying it to me, but the people that are get me to Sixer season instead of get me to Eagles season, I'm still very intrigued by. Very, very intrigued by. But it's a Football Guy Friday. I want to keep with the football thought here because 7 hours from right now, kickoff down at Lincoln Financial Field. Today, Tim McManus of ESPN joined us and said that he believes Tanner McKee going to get the start for the Eagles tonight. Andy Dalton still will see game action. I'm hoping to get a full second half of Cole Payton. I want to get a good look at Cole Payton tonight. That's what I want out of my – if I'm going to stay up until whatever time – or really if I'm going to stay tuned in, because let's be honest, it's Friday night. I'll be up. I'll be somewhere. But if I'm going to stay tuned in for that late in the second half, I want to see Cole Payton running wild down there at the link. That's what I want out of the second half tonight. But Tanner McKee getting the start. Andy Dalton – again, this is all Tim McMahon giving us the information earlier. If it's not that, we'll break it down when it happens. But I assume it's going to be Tanner McKee getting the start, Andy Dalton coming in after him, and then at some point Cole Payton. This will be the end of the Andy Dalton era in Philadelphia. Are we all in agreement of that?
Hopefully that's correct. I don't know if I can get to be in agreement because I just feel like there's always going to be something in the back of Howie Roseman's mind. One, to improve at that position. Two, if you can go ahead and trade Tanner McKee and get something more in return. I'm not telling you that that's the case. I don't know. Yes, I'm playing the field. Absolutely, Tanner McKee needs to be the backup quarterback right there with you. But just don't know because Howie Roseman, just when you think you got him figured out, guess again.
I feel like Dalton's gone. They trade a 7th-round pick for him. If they get a 6th-round pick in return for him, I think Howie Roseman looks at that as a win. You mentioned playing the field. So, Connor, what do you believe this is it for Andy Dalton?
Yeah.
Tonight?
I just, my hang up with this is what then was the purpose of bringing in Andy Dalton? Like, was he just the world's most expensive camp body? Did Tanner McKee actually beat him out? Because it doesn't sound like a lot of people are super high on Tanner McKee. It's not like, oh, well, Tanner McKee is head and shoulders above Andy Dalton, and that's why. Like, we've been questioning who's better between the two of them to be the backup quarterback, and we haven't really gotten a straight answer on that besides what the Eagles are telling us by who's playing. It doesn't really make sense for why they brought him in if they're just going to cut him, you know?
I don't think they're cutting him.
So you think they're trading him?
I think, yeah, you got him for very little. I think you're getting very little back.
My question is, who's trading for Andy Dalton right now?
Anyone across the NFL that's like, I don't like my backup that much.
Yeah,
I guess so, yeah.
It's a hard sell.
It is a hard sell. I'm not telling you that you're getting a lot back for him. I think Howie Roseman says, I gave up a 7th. I want maybe that back. And ultimately, almost any 7th-round pick is more valuable than the Eagles' 7th-round pick because you assume the Eagles are going to be picking towards the back of the draft.
Oh, yeah, 32.
Yeah. Wow. I would love that.
Is this turning into an A.J. Brown situation? Is there going to be a date now I have to focus on?
Sunday. Roster cutdown day.
Yeah, a little bit shorter of a wait for the Andy
You don't have to wait for the Andy Dalton deal.
Not exactly the same return either.
No, not exactly the same return.
Hey, you
what
never
does
know.
Rossini think they're getting back for Andy Dalton?
That's a cheap shot.
My bad.
People are defending her now, remember. Mike Silver's going to come after you.
That's fine. 610-632-0975. Talk to me then. All right, running back room. Saquon, Tank Bigsby, our buddy Will Shipley seem like the guys that are safe.
Yep.
Shipley had a nice second preseason game there. Carson Steele, the camp darling.
He is.
Is he making it?
I like what I've seen so far. How could you not? I think the odds are against him because of the other spots on the field, position, so on and so forth, reading. Again, I got to go to the guys that cover the team. It seems like he's up against it. But tell me, would you be shocked, hit the rewind button, if a guy like this gets released and he gets scooped up and all of a sudden he ends up with New England and he turns into Danny Woodhead? You know, like, I get it. I know where you're going to go with the comparisons, but that's the reality where we're at. This could very well happen. This kid's a playmaker. Give him the rock. He's making things happen. The competition isn't the same as we're going to see throughout the course of regular season. Understood. What's it, a second year? Second year? I know he's with the Chiefs. Regardless, he's played very well. His name is now known. I bet you there's some other teams out there going, yeah, I wouldn't mind bringing him into camp. Completely undersized, things that you don't want. But, dude, I want guys that can make plays. And then the other issue with that is, how much is he going to play? So now you need that position to play special teams. Is he capable of? And that's the song and dance you got to play.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a free seat. This is like you're ordering a regular Uber, and you got 3 spots, and somebody can't make it to the next bar. So if he's getting in the car, Will Shipley is out on the street corner. I know you guys have a special relationship with Will Shipley.
He's a Club Hertz guy. I mean, come on.
They're not carrying 4 running backs.
Correct. But he plays special teams. So Shipley's staying.
Right, exactly. So it's going to be Shipley, Bigsby, and then Saquon.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not considering either of those other guys remotely. So
I mean,
sorry,
given
Carson.
what I've seen from Carson Steele recently versus what I've seen from Saquon Barkley recently, I mean, you have to ask the question. Yeah,
Clip that. Dutz, put it out.
Yeah, go ahead. Put it out there.
We need something to water down Andrew Stadium take. So we need the Carson Steele over Saquon.
I just think, I think Steele, just listening to Tim McManus talk, there has to be some talk that Tim is hearing that there's a chance he sticks around.
Absolutely.
There has to be someone out there campaigning for him inside of that building for him to stick around.
Then what, 4 running backs, and you kind of say, oh, he's our fullback, and that's a different spot, so you can justify the roster filling?
You don't necessarily have a tight end that you believe in blocking-wise outside of Goddard. Like, I guess Johnny Munt's there. Do you think is the upside of having Munt on this roster versus Carson Steele? But that's where you're splitting hairs right here.
Johnny Munt might be there, too, because Eli Stowers
I
is
think
in
they're
a weird
stashing
spot.
him. I think he's going to be injured reserve.
Yeah, my hot take crashed and burned. That's why I don't give you hot takes.
What, that Stowers was going to be the best player in all of football this year?
And again, that was just, hey, here's a little sizzle. Let me throw a little something out there. I think Stowers is going to pop on the scene and be the rookie that we're talking about, not Mekhi Lemon. Yeah, that crashed and burned. You live with it. I wear it.
That's okay.
I'm not proud of it, but I wear it.
It hasn't burned yet. It's August 28th, man.
It's on fire, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's good. Have we canceled the Stowers hour? Yeah, a little bit. We're working right now at the brewery. No one's making the Stour hour for us.
It's a shame.
It's just sparkling water at this point. Yeah. So you got hydrate a little bit.
All right, so I want to take you through McLean's 53-man roster. Well, since we're on the topic of what we're looking for, who we're looking at. Hurts, McKee, Peyton, those are the 3 quarterbacks. And he says that Dalton's getting traded. The 3 running backs, Barkley, Bigsby, Shipley, Steele ends up on the practice squad. Go down the wide receiver room. Devontae, Mekhi Lemon, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown, Darius Cooper, and Elijah Moore, Britton Covey, Quez Watkins, and crew all end up out.
Wow.
Elijah Moore seems like an interesting one of those, considering it's been a couple of different guys that have told us he had a good relationship with Hurts, seemingly. Hurts seemed to trust him, of the guys that he was throwing to in camp. Again, there's a reason why Elijah Moore is here on the price tag that he is.
Covey just scored a touchdown last week, didn't he? Thought he did.
Covey feels like a guy that ends up back on the practice squad. And he's just elevated consistently week in and week out.
You can't kill. You literally can't kill him.
He's the Garrett Stubbs of the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, you can send him down, he's going to be back.
He'll run in the middle of a battlefield with the flag up.
With the
no
Eagles
shield,
logo
no sword, no nothing. I love Britton Covey. I'm a Covey guy.
Are you carving out a spot on your 53 for him?
Love Covey. I'm a Covey guy.
That's right. That's exactly it. No, you're not.
No.
As Nick Sir Alex reminds us, it's a 69-man roster.
Cooper is he's the one that I'm really intrigued by. Britton Covey's been here for a little bit. I love Britton Covey. Great human being. And he's tough as nails. I don't know if that's the case. It doesn't seem like I said, you can't kill him. It seems like he'll come back one way or the other.
Yeah, he'll be around.
Yeah.
He'll be around.
But Cooper's the one that I'm intrigued. You heard Tim say earlier, he up until 2 weeks ago was the talk of the camp. BLG loves to tweet about him and even calls him out like, hey, man, I know I'm a little over the top with this, but trust me. Okay, great. Let's go.
And Tim, when I said it, agreed with me. He could hear the Nick Sirianni answer about Darius Cooper's blocking right now. That means something. The head coach is a former wide receiver who was all about Johnny Wilson last year before Johnny Wilson got hurt. It's all about the blocking receiver. I think that Darius Cooper gets himself a job because of that.
Also, he went undrafted no-name last year to being part of a team that had one of the most talented offensive rosters in football. Like, that shows you they evaluated him with some type of talent. Like, he should be on the team.
And one more for you guys. We'll go to the tight end room here because Jeff McClain speaking the Jeff Mosher, Andrew DeCecco language. Cam Latu makes the team as one of 4 tight ends that make the team. Goddard, Johnny Munt, Eli Stowers, and Cam Latu.
I'm buying you a Latu jersey. That's
not me. It's the Inside the Birds crew. That's their propaganda campaign. They've been running the Latu campaign for a while here. DeCecco's talked about him, feels like 1,000 times. Jeff Mosher, when he said it, I was like, oh, that's got to be a group chat. Like, is the name of the Inside the Birds group chat Cam Latu Appreciators?
It might be if Moro Ojimo Appreciators has been taken. But I feel like they're pretty good propaganda. Like, everyone they say, we need them on our side. Like, start talking about Brace and Dunne.
Oh, that's a good point.
They could get Ray on the Eagles.
I don't think they could get me on the. They could get Brace, though. Okay. Especially with the way Elliott kicked it against the Patriots. They find out that he had a 20-year record in PIAA.
They might. That's it. They can get anybody a job over there and Inside the Birds with the way they talk guys up. I love them.
38-yarder with the win, good from 50.
That got all your teammates pumped up, I'm sure. You know who else you got pumped up?
Who's that?
Mike from Delran.
Oh, I love me some Mike from Delran. That's my first week dealing with Mike, and I love this juice.
Mike, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
What's up, boys? So, a couple days ago, I told you I wasn't really feeling it yet, right? Like, I was more sixered up at the time. And then I heard you come back with that little monologue you had going, man, I'm ready to run through a wall. Like, my 8-year-old son, his second year of football in the pads. This is my first season on the sideline as a coach.
Let's go.
Shout out Delran Bears.
Shout out Delran Bears.
Yeah, Bears on me. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bears. But,
let's go, Coach Mike.
Yep. I'm excited. But then you came back and started to tell me we were on Dalton watch. And I was like, yeah. So you kicked me down a peg. But anyway, Friday starts, football season starts the first day that at any professional level there's a meaningful game. And that's tomorrow. My wife and kids are going down the shore for the weekend. I will be on that couch watching college football. I don't care what colleges it is. I don't care if it's Burlington Community Rowing College versus whatever. I don't care. If it's going to be a record, if it's going to be a win and a loss and it's going to matter, it matters to me because football's back. And sooner or later, before you know it, you'll be walking outside, throwing a hoodie on, hoodie and shorts, sneakers on, be on the sideline of these games. It's going to be exciting, guys. Football is back. Happy Football Friday. Go Bears!
Bears on me.
What up, Mike? Appreciate you checking it. Yeah, football's back. Yeah. Then he reminded that he was going to watch Andy Dalton tonight. And then, yeah, that does it to you. What do you like? What is Sean Brace? Because tonight you are inside. You are going to be home. You're going to be spending time with your family until the kids go to bed. Then maybe you'll wander out to a watering hole.
The freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
The freaks come out at night. No, I can't. We're going to take it easy tonight. I'm taking it easy because it's a long day. We're getting ready. Big weekend. We got the Manny Young bike race I'm DJing on Sunday, too.
That sounds fun.
On Canal Side. Shout out. Come on and see me. Manny Young bike race. You got to take the train in. You got to get there, Uber, whatever. Don't drive in because it's going to be crazy. But I'll be DJing at Canal Side right on Main Street. Bikes will be zipping by starting at noon. Come on and see me. So big weekend.
Big weekend.
Relaxing this evening.
Okay, so you're relaxing. Yep. Sean Brace is at home. He flips on the game tonight. What is Sean Brace looking for the preseason game tonight?
First and foremost, I am all in on the quarterback conversation. So it's really important to have that backup option for me personally, if he is called upon, to have the belief that this guy can go in there if his number is called and he's got to start a game, that he can go in there and win. And I can tell you right now, I have not got that warm, fuzzy feeling from the Red Rocket himself, Andy Dalton.
Red Rifle.
But Tanner McKee, shown a little something. He knows a little familiarity with some of the players. The grass down at Lincoln Financial Field might be something that's helping him out.
Yes.
Regardless. So the quarterbacks are at the top. Cole Payton is a guy that I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more of. Just very intrigued by how this is going to play out. And, of course, it's the quarterback position. So we start there.
Right.
Easily. Second thing would be Cooper in the wide receiver spot.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of the wide receivers. The rumor is, Tim McManus said, we're going to have a little bit of Mekhi Lemon action on our field. So how is that not at the top of your list? Only quarterbacks in front because quarterbacks control all, most important position in all sports. So Mekhi Lemon, number 2, other wide receivers, how that's going to play out. And then, boys, you can't win without beef up front, and that is trench talk, whether we're on the defensive line or the offensive line. Shout out to my guy, Beef. So you want to feel good because I know that I heard John talking about this on the way in to Kevin Nagandi. Fantastic interview by the boys. Those guys hummed this week. It was a great show, great week of shows from the morning crew. Morning Zoo. Cocktail, you took it a part of that. Nice work there. The offensive line, it's the depth. It's so important because we already have a dinged-up Lane Johnson. Who else do you have confidence on that offensive line out of the remaining 4 that are ready to go and give you 8 straight weeks? When's the bye week, Connor?
The bye week is week 10.
So 9 straight games?
That's when we're allowed to talk about the offense.
Nagandi floated the idea that he wasn't concerned until the end of September. I was expecting the boys to push back a little bit of that because they sounded the alarm already. And you're telling me Kevin Nagandi says, I'll be good until the end of September, and nobody made a peep? It's just one man's take.
Don't look at me.
In.
Look at them.
As I was driving in,
let Andrew and John know how you really feel about it.
John and Andrew sounded the alarm on Tuesday, and next thing you know, Kevin Nagandi's like, boys, none of it matters. We'll talk to you at the end of September, and everybody's, zip, let him go. No pushback for Mr. Nagandi. All I'm saying is, look, I'm not here to argue with Kevin, but if you're sounding the alarms in August, I expected a little something there. There's 3 things I just gave you, long-winded. There's a lot of things that are up for grabs right now in tonight's game.
One thing we know about Sean Brace, if there's a guest from ESPN who he disagrees with, he is going to let them know that he disagrees with them.
Kevin Nagandi, you can't say that. You can't say 3 weeks in. You can't say 3 weeks in. No.
It's the 2 before 2. 2 wins before 2 losses. I'm giving them my patience.
I call BS because he'll be on the timeline game 1 freaking out if the offense isn't able to complete a pass in the second half or 2 interceptions by Jalen Hurts. He'll be losing his mind. We know Nagandi. I love his passion. Kevin's the best. But, 2 guys sounded the alarm already.
Yeah, I mean, you open up against the divisional opponent that you should beat in the Washington Commanders, then you're telling me if this team loses to the Tennessee Titans, we're just going to be like, I'll talk to you at the end of the month. The calendar says I can't be upset about Cam Ward beating the Eagles.
2 before 2, man. 2 before 2.
No. I know where your head is at, but you're coming the 2 before 2, the end of September. It all sounds kitschy and cute and all this stuff. If they lose to the Tennessee Titans week 2, who cares what their record is? Who cares what month it is? Who cares what planet we're on? Philadelphia will lose their damn mind.
This is all because you're going to have to shell out $5 for a Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich.
What do you think? They pay me?
All right, what are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm really interested in if Jeremiah Trotter Jr. dresses. I want to see how they look at him because he's had a really good camp, but the linebacker situation is interesting. The Nakobe Dean replacement appears to be Jahad Campbell. I'd expect him not to play in this final preseason game. Vic Fangio is also weird, so maybe we will see some defensive guys for a little bit. But there's a chance that if Jahad Campbell doesn't work out, that Jeremiah Trotter is getting starting reps this year. Like Campbell has not shown me enough that he's a lock to start all 17 games and not have an issue there. So that'll be really intriguing. Yeah, or health-wise as well. So I want to see what the kid's got. He's put himself in a really interesting spot. And then safety as well. I mean, do they have any depth? Because we saw it last year with corner. Like they had the rotating door at corner, which hopefully is solved by Reek Woolen. If they have issues with Makuba or Epps, who seems to be the starter alongside Makuba, there's not a lot of stuff there to figure out how to patch that up.
Oh, man, this was so in the weeds. This was some good football guy, good Eagles conversation.
Football.
I like it.
Now, Sean, I hate to say it, The returns on this poll about you being suspended from Club Hertz are not good for you. I'm going.
All the precincts counted?
Listen,
I'm
ready to make a call.
Are we sure that there has been no shenanigans happening behind the scenes?
Hanging chads out there?
Classic guy calling for election interference.
I mean, there's always something happening.
Peaceful transfer of power, Sean Brace.
What do we got?
Peaceful transfer of power.
Hit me the numbers.
Right now, 80-20. Damn. For you being suspended for wearing the Tua jersey.
Can I just come out and come clean real quick? I think I do deserve to be a little suspended here.
Yeah.
I do. That's a bad job by me. Am I supposed to? Am I not allowed to say it? I didn't connect the dots. Like, Petrulier's like, I can't believe you said that on air. I didn't connect the dots of Tua and the history with Jalen. It was just a $4.99 jersey that I got from Fanatics a couple months ago.
Right, that is now ripped.
It's all ripped. I think that's part of the story. It's even better. Hang it up. We're going to put it up in the rafters. And I just wore it because it's a football guy Friday, and he's playing tonight. He's got a big deal. Big deal.
Yep, those are the birds you're invested in tonight.
Stop. Regardless, I said, if I don't wear it tonight, I'm never going to wear it. And
you're never going to wear it again.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's what you do, though, all right? You do the old Michigan where you suspend the player for a week or a coach for a week that doesn't matter.
Right.
You just take the weekend. You say, hey, you're absolutely right. 2-week suspension. I won't go on the microphone. And then you meet us Monday, and you're off your suspension.
There you go. This weekend.
So that's his penance, just this weekend.
Yeah, a couple Hail Marys, a couple Our Fathers. Maybe a Notes app post at like 3 a.m.
I feel like we
apologizing.
need a Notes app apology. Or maybe a camera, front-facing camera, 10-minute video that no one's going to watch.
Love that
I
idea.
like the statement. Yeah,
put out a statement.
Make sure you're on dark mode. I've apologized for this heinous act I did is the dark mode Notes app.
I'll tweet it at 3:39 a.m. too.
All right. Was this the worst moment of Sean Brace's week? The best of the worst. Our last week report coming up next, featuring the moments of the show this week we hope you didn't miss, and we certainly want to relive with you. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles' depth takes center stage. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Birds have their final preseason game tonight, 8 p.m. at the Link, taking on the Bengals. And with roster cutdown day, the end of this weekend, it's on Sunday, it's the last chance to get an evaluation of players on the bubble. Tim McManus talked about that yesterday, and also what the Eagles' offenses looked like in camp from the top guys.
I think the training camp told us that the passing game is going to take some time to develop. The defense looked really good as expected, but the passing game was really up and down.
We'll see if that continues as we head closer towards the regular season. We'll also keep you updated on any roster news as the preseason winds down. The Phillies had a nice night off last night following their victory in Seattle on Wednesday. They start a series tonight with the Angels out in L.A. 9:38 is the time for first pitch with Andrew Painter on the mound facing off against Reed Detmers. The Braves finished the sweep of the Dodgers last night. They've now got a 5-game lead over the Phillies in the NL East as that margin continues to grow. The Union head on the road to face Red Bull New York tomorrow at 7:30. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And this weekend is week 0 in college football as they get their season fully started. This update is brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. The McComb Group supports contractors with one of the largest PVF inventories. From pipe valve and fittings to trusted brands, count on the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
7-5, the Fanatic. That was probably the closest I've come since the first 2 days to naming the program that it used to be.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know why I was about to drop Middays Without Marks there, but it is technically Middays Without Marks.
That's correct.
He's doing the mornings now.
He is in the morning.
And Colarulo already whining to me that he was the winner of Wine of the Week, so I guess it was apt. I think it's going to be tough to take him down every week in Wine of the Week, but I think we're going to be able to get to it.
There were plenty of times that I remember with Wine of the Week, which is a fantastic throwback and a great segment that includes everybody, the listeners, you, all the hosts. There's potential for a full slot of Ray with Wine of the Week.
There could be.
All four. Bill Colarulo is very capable of. I know I can mix one in there.
You're trying to start a war with the morning show. So are you, Connor.
What did I do?
You ripped Salciunas for his stadium take?
I didn't do that. He started it by being wrong.
But you responded to it.
Well, what am I going to let him get away with it?
And yeah, they got a little history, those two, so
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little competition across the airwaves here.
I'm not against the war starting. Speaking of starting a war, can I start one here? Because Petrilli is really trying to capitalize on this whole you wearing a Tua jersey thing.
Oh, so he's trying to take over presidency.
Right. So I don't like this.
Wow.
I as a board, we all had to move. If you're late to the show today, Club Hurts being what it is, being led by Sean Brace and Brendan Petrilli. Today, Sean comes in the Tua jersey and didn't realize what he was doing. He then rips the Tua jersey. We're going to put him on suspension for the weekend. He has to put out a notes app apology. That's fine. Petrilli, I'm seeing, is kind of an opportunist with this, and it's something that Petrilli is. He's very much an opportunist. You know, when he realizes Bill's out for a day, he decides to put his picture over behind me on NBC Sports Philly because it's like, oh, substitute teacher's here. No one's going to get upset with me for putting my picture on NBC Sports Philly, and then I could take a picture of it and post it. He's really right now, it's rubbing me the wrong way, the way that he is trying to use your failure as president of Club Hurts today as a power grab for him. As a board, I feel like we should all be together in disciplining you, not about propping ourselves up to take over for you. And it's really bothering me right now.
I appreciate that having my back to a point there. Thank you.
Yeah, you should be suspended. There's a lot of questions that have to be asked about you. But how quickly he has gone to try and grab the power of this club is bothering me.
Millie.
I don't like it.
You know what it is. Millie got a little shine this week. He's feeling himself. He's feeling really good this week. He's got a Chris Stapleton gig tonight.
Did a couple of days producing the morning show.
Yep. He's feeling himself.
I remember that. You know, walking on water feeling. Yeah.
You got to be careful when you give this new young talent an opportunity to hop on a mic or be on TV. All of a sudden, the grunt work is underneath them.
We would never do that here on Middays. Give the opportunity to young talent that doesn't do the work anymore.
I love it.
I knew I would get him with that one. That was a deep exhale there from Ray Dunne.
Look forward to what next week brings. But instead, we're going to look back at the last week. The NBA, they have the last 2-minute report where they show you where they screwed up and nothing happens to them. They just go on about their lives. Here, we've got the last week report. We show you where we screwed up.
After further review, we have some explaining to do. Every week, Brace and Dunne says a lot of things. Some good, some bad, some that should never have made the air. So, just like the NBA reviews the final 2 minutes, we're reviewing the tape. The evidence has been submitted. The clips have been reviewed. This is the Brace and Dunne Last Week Report.
Can I say that the things that should have made the air, depending on who you ask this week, potentially very true.
Yep.
Yeah. We towed the line a little bit this week.
Made it a good week. What do we got?
Bill plays both ways.
Bill plays
both ways. Plays both ways.
He might.
Yeah.
He did at Gettysburg. I know that.
Well, it's college. Experimentation's okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice. Yes. Okay. I do it to myself, too.
Okay.
Wait, Connor, one more time.
Yes. Okay. I do it to myself, too.
What was that? What was the context of that one?
I honestly don't totally remember. I do something to myself, too. I don't think it was the context that our listeners think. That's a great question.
It's a good grab by you, too, as well, to say, hey, you know what? Let's add that to the mix.
It's certainly a grab.
I got to get myself sometimes as well. I can't be free and clear, but I won't be. Trust me, as we go through this, I will not be. Neither will you guys.
Old school Larry King style, erect up. Well, that was with... And the mic is fixed.
Oh, they fixed the mic.
Attaboy, Vito.
The mic is fixed.
You're talking about the mic being
Yeah, the mic was limp earlier this week,
Right.
and it was for a number of days. Blue Chew took care of that. Promo code YES, YES, promo code YES. So I'm glad. Nice. Thank you, Vito. I appreciate it.
Larry King catching a stray there.
Rest in peace.
Now, there might be a reason why the mic is now fixed and erect up, because we know what side we're on in this argument. We're pro cans here on this program.
Oh, I love some cans.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Got new cans.
New cans.
New
really?
can.
How much does it cost you?
Dr. Miami, cut him a deal.
$75. Nice Pioneer ones. These are the same ones that I had. I just bought them again. I think this is my third pair of cans. Just got to continue, not getting bigger. They're the same ones. It's just, they're, a little bit.
You didn't want to size up?
No. Just,
Enhance those cans?
I did see Kendall Jenner was saying that she wanted, not Kendall, what's the other one? What, Timothy Chalamet? Kylie. She said she wanted to get bigger cans.
Huh.
Yeah.
Didn't realize
You're
she
talking
was
about the soft drinks that they're selling?
I think so, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Bubbly.
This is one of my favorites for this week because it's just like, if you did not listen to the show, you have no idea what's going on in this clip.
Cutlets everywhere. In the face. Who doesn't love Tommy Cutlets?
Oh, Tommy DeVito. What a start against that Eagles backup defense.
That was, when Jeremiah, speaking of Connor's guy, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. with the sack. Cutlets everywhere.
Cutlets was everywhere, though, in that game.
Go for some cutlets right now.
I'm starving.
Oh, I could eat. We also had some help from our friends on this week. Last week was just us. This we went outside a little bit.
When a guy is shoving it down your throat.
Good grief.
PCA.
Yeah, PCA.
Is PCA a friend of the program?
And he also hit
I think
us
he would be if he listened.
with the pause. He paused it.
Yeah, he
said pause.
He knew what he said.
Yeah.
He knew what he said.
Yeah.
We've all done it. We've all said it. You immediately stop yourself. Nah, it's not, that's my bad.
Pause.
I would rather have sex before marriage than murder someone.
Whoa! That was on the drive-in.
Yeah, just getting into the car. That's what I heard. He was so mad we took him out of context. That's the context I heard at Salciunas. This is what I heard when I got into my car.
It's a brand new morning show over there. That's
Two
for
nerds
darn sure.
in
a meat. Oh,
Two nerds and a meat.
That's the new show.
Welcome back. Yeah. It's going to be our third week show name. Two nerds and a meat.
I still feel like Connor can fall into that category of meat, but we'll put him as a nerd, too.
He used ERA. He's obviously a nerd.
Yeah, dude. I looked at numbers. I'm able to read.
He's a hybrid. That's what he is.
Clearly a nerd. I've opened a book before in my life, so I guess I'm in the nerd category.
It's not the World Series. Sorry.
Those voices that Ray will pull out from time to time when he's imitating people, the nerds or the people that are in the timeline. Who was that?
It's not the World Series. Sorry. It was the guy. It was
Captain Clog.
Yeah, Captain Clog that kept leaving the voice memos that we shouldn't be excited about the Phillies until the World Series. I'm sorry. I can't get excited about the Phillies until October. Leave me alone, man.
Captain Clog. There's a throwback.
My knees get tired in 5 minutes.
Knees get tired in 5 minutes.
I don't stand well, okay? I don't stand. We were talking about Brace standing in line for Limp Bizkit tickets. I don't stand well.
Gotcha.
Nothing to do with anything else.
You got bad knees?
I got bad knees.
Okay.
I don't know.
Were you a catcher growing up?
No,
Okay.
I was not.
No.
All right. Checks that box.
All right. We have one more, and then we're going to get into the Tuesday file. So this is our last one. It's not Tuesday's show was so special. We got its own little thing. So this is the last one before we do that.
Do me first? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, there you go.
Do me first.
I'm selfish. Ask my wife. She'll tell you. Johnny used to have a segment, Selfish Sean, way back in the day.
Really?
Oh, I've been known to be selfish from time to time. It's something that I've tried to work on. I am a flawed human being. I am not perfect. Sometimes I don't calculate wearing a Tua Tagovailoa jersey.
Right.
Instead of running Club Hurts. My fault. I'm a flawed man.
All right, boys, you ready to get into the
right.
star of the week?
Let's get into Tuesday.
We'll start out with some fantasy football team names.
Penicillin playbook?
Penicillin playbook.
I eat a lot of trash.
Oh.
I do.
Gregory.
Red zone rash.
Oh.
Unsportsmanlike infection. Oh.
A lot of good ones out of you there, Brace.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't make it through the cut for race teams.
That's Connor's names of fantasy football.
That was the Couples Fantasy Football League.
Actually
Breaking
good.
down some names.
You writing down some notes on that?
I'm not writing down any notes on that one. That's what I was worried when the rear end thing happened. The rear end thing
Care to
happened.
explain?
I got rear-ended on my drive home.
How's your neck?
Throughout the week, it's gotten better.
Good.
I'm a little worried about how tired I am nowadays, but other than that, I'm good.
How's the car?
The back of it's in rough shape. All right. Use that for next week.
The hottest bats, the nastiest arms, the craziest numbers.
Phil's gone wild, baby.
Phil's gone wild, baby.
No, wait.
Phil's gone wild.
I got a timeout. Phil's gone wild was Monday.
That's all right.
Was it?
We're combining.
Oh. Yeah, Allie was Tuesday. Phil's Going Wild was Monday. That's on me.
It's a hell of a
It's
week.
the best segment. It deserved. That was a Tuesday segment on a Monday.
Yeah.
It felt like it fit with that day. This was definitely Tuesday.
Connor won't say. And, of course, the bed can't.
That's my favorite part. Of course, the bed can't. Of all the innuendos, all the jokes, everything you said there, the bed can't was my favorite part.
Front row seat to history. Just 4 legs in a frame and a front row seat to history. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the Connor's bed segment.
Exceptional work.
You know what?
Mount Rushmore since I've been on the station.
Pretty decent. I think we got something there with the dumbness coming back.
I know. I like it a lot. There's something there. There's
Now,
something
full disclosure, I could not believe that Connor told us in the middle of the show, like,
Yeah.
I'm selling my bed, Facebook Marketplace. They're supposed to come and get it. I'm like, you're selling your bed, Facebook Marketplace?
I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Oh, my
I didn't think that
God.
was a point that's why you guys got one of these last week.
I
am going to kill both of you.
could have done 4 hours on your bed alone, and I know everyone knows that.
First time it's been, never mind.
Maybe you loved the week. Maybe you hated the week. I think some people might have ended up giving us one of these.
Shut up.
But that's the last week report.
Nice work.
Oh,
nice
good
work.
stuff. Good work, Connor. It was a week. It was a heck of a week. We'll see what the YouTube chat thought about the day, because I could only imagine the field day they had at your expense today with the Tua jersey, and the field day they've had at our expense all week. That's coming up. Also, the Phils. 2 or 3, is that the bar this weekend? We'll break that down as well. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace and Dunne, 97.5.
and the Fanatic app.
Ava Fidul in today for Ricky Bo. Ricky Bo's vacation comes to a close. Did you see the clip of him on our social media?
He's looking good.
Looking relaxed.
He's got a little tan going. Looked a little thinner out there in the sunshine.
He's found the sun, that's for sure.
South Carolina.
Sun didn't miss him.
Man, I'll tell you, I wish I could have a vacation right now.
Ah, man, it's football season. It's over.
Got nothing going on for Labor Day. Gonna hang. Would love to make a beach trip, but just it's tough with little ones, man. It's not one of those deals where you can be like, all right, let's pick up and roll down there.
Yep.
You know where I was bummed? I was trying like heck to make it to Delaware this summer, and I did not make it.
I didn't make it either. I wanted to go down there too.
Did you?
Yep.
Seriously? Yeah, I love Dewey, Rehoboth.
I want to go over to the Dogfish Brewery.
It's my spot.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Dewey, the Dewey Brewery, Dewey Beer Club, Dewey Beer Company, they're fantastic. I love Dewey. And then you go down, and there's a bar, Ray. Let me tell you. There's a bar underneath the bridge there.
Oh.
As you continue to work your way south.
As in like a place you drink, that type of place.
It's an unbelievable spot.
Oh.
Sunset. You should bring a lady. What was her name again?
It didn't make the last week report. Who's to know? Who's to know? Who's to say?
Allie.
Allie would love it there. If I think I know Allie like I think I know her, she would love it. You can do handstands wherever you want. What?
What does that
That's not what I just, sorry.
Phil's played 3 this weekend out in L.A. How many you got for him? How many you got for him?
All 3, baby! Let's go, including tonight. Tonight, give me the dub. I'm all about the Phillies finding
Who's
ways.
pitching for him tonight?
Phil's gone wild.
Tonight you got Andrew Painter on the mound, -124. Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels. Man, this has got to be a spot that Painter continues to work his magic, and I do believe in that. So give me Painter, Phillies on the road, get that dub tonight.
All right, I'll take it. I'm buying into the Painter bounce back.
Give me Saturday and Sunday pitching. What do we got?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Oh.
I think it's Sanchez Wheeler.
Okay.
Sanchez Saturday, Wheeler Sunday. So what we're reacting to on Monday is the 53-man, and then also, are we really losing our minds over Zach Wheeler? Because if he fails against the Angels, there's not much more that we're going to be able to talk about in terms of talking ourselves into him.
I think we talked about alarms. Yeah, there will be an alarm going off if he doesn't have a good outing on Sunday.
Yeah.
What's a good outing?
Give us a quality start.
Yeah.
I would take that.
A Wheeler QS is what? Because I know what a NOLA QS is. What's a Wheeler QS?
6 innings and 3 runs.
Okay.
Just a regular win.
All right.
That's all I need.
Well, that bar is low.
That bar is low.
He gave up 8 runs last time. The
Yeah.
bar is indeed low.
This is the lowest it's ever been for him. Speaking of low, ticket prices out in L.A. $8 if you want to go see Wheeler on Sunday.
There's a $1,000 flight away.
Yep. I'm going to take a weekend out on the West Coast. I love a good red eye, so I would do it. But
It's embarrassing for Trout.
embarrassing for a lot of people out there. All right, time for the YouTube chat recap.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? I can't blow.
Text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's the Brace and Dunne YouTube chat recap.
What do we got?
Brace's Tua jersey ranks lower than Connor's filthy shirt. Andrew from the chat.
Hey, $4.99. You're not saying anything that is out of line. I agree. That's why I ripped it.
Mine was free, so I don't know which one's worse. We got to argue over.
Well, this one is definitely clean. That's a good start.
It's ripped in half. Who cares about the cleanliness of it?
Yeah, it was brand new.
This is the first time.
First
and
time.
the last time.
That's correct.
I don't hate putting up to the rafters. It does just kind of feel like putting up the jersey of the guy that replaced Hurts at Alabama to the rafters is pretty anti-Club Hurts of you.
It's my first Miami Dolphins jersey, and it's definitely my last. We'll never make that purchase again.
Yeah. I'll wear the Jets Tebow jersey. They'll forget all about this.
I got an old Ricky Williams for you if you want that action.
Ooh.
That's a good pull.
Yeah,
good pull.
I liked Ricky when I was growing up.
What else we got?
Brace, you're supposed to wear the jersey, then get the concussion, not the other way around. Joe from the chat.
Oh, come on, Joe.
Hey, look. Anybody could get these jokes. And
not Tua. I feel for the guy.
Here's the deal. When he decided to go back in there, I'm out. Like, that discussion is over for him. I mean it. He's the one that said, "Oh, I'm good on everything." No, he should have retired. He should have retired. Now, who am I to tell a grown man what to do? But come on, like, we lead off Sports Center with that. We stop everything, and rightfully so. But then here he's like, "No, put me back in, coach." So anybody can get these jokes right now. Tua can get it. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
I've had that argument a few times already.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Go ahead. What else
The
we got?
best closer in Philadelphia is Ray Dunne at 1 a.m. at Garage. MBD
Ray.
from the chat.
I don't know about that one, Connor. You've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's Duran.
I don't see a lot of closing. There are appearances. I don't know if they're safe situations. The numbers don't bear out.
Do you have a intro music? Do you have a walkout song? Light show?
I tell him to hit the touch tunes.
That's it?
Yeah.
As the
Family Ties by Kendrick Lamar plays, and I come dancing through.
As Garage is flashing the lights, last call.
No, it's normally we've been sitting across the bar from each other for like 20 minutes and don't even know each of us are in there.
Yeah,
Then we
no.
just run into each other occasionally.
There have been so many times where it's been like, I'm walking out of Garage. It's like, oh, Connor, you've been here the whole time.
I'm
Do they-
incognito, baby.
Do they know we talk about him like this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're well aware.
Very
All right.
aware.
All right.
I make sure they put it on the TV. That was a whole controversy. But I got ripped for that one.
Yes, you did.
And you deserved it.
I respect it, though.
Yeah, Sean said he would do the same thing.
You're damn right.
Listen, man, you got the opportunity. Tell me you wouldn't. All of y'all out there, you would do the same
When
thing.
I was on
haven't.
Fox 29, I would call my boy up at Pictures and say, "Yo, I'm coming by. Make sure you have me on."
Yeah, exactly. Yep. What's the point of doing this for?
You guys are going to enjoy working together so much. What's next?
Brace's inability to rip a $5 jersey is the exact reason he needs to step down immediately. Money Mar from the chat.
Money Mar, this is an authentic joint. This is 130. This is a real deal jersey. He's right, though. I am a little embarrassed.
What are you more embarrassed at? The fact that you have to continue wearing it?
No, I think I just went to the bathroom and looked at the mirror and I started cracking up.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun.
We're going to take a show picture after the.
Oh, okay, good. All right, what else?
Ray Dunne is insufferable with his sarcasm. He won't last long on this show. Give the reins to Connor. Domi from the chat.
Domi.
There you go. There's an endorsement for Connor.
What if I don't want the reins? Can I also give off the reins?
Somebody said my punishment should be I produce the show. Connor slides into 2. I love it. Hey, look, Connor, I can push buttons, man. Put me in.
I like to see. I like where you guys are at. We're good right now.
If you have a problem with sarcasm, yeah, you're probably not going to like me. That's okay.
Come on, Doug.
I can live with that.
If anybody's in charge of where we went today, Sean is like ahead of the sleigh, and he's just running in all different kinds of directions. We were along for the ride today for a lot of the football stuff, and I loved every second of it.
You could call me Rudolph. Red nose. I'm pulling this.
Yeah, no, I got that.
No, we got it. I just wanted to see how far you would go with the in the audio medium, talking about the red-nosed reindeer.
Yeah, I was thinking about the red nose there. I was starting to dive into it. I was thinking what I could get out of that for you, and I just decided to leave it all alone. It's 1:54 on a Friday. I'm gonna leave it be. So you got Zach Brown tomorrow.
Hey now.
So you'll be out there tomorrow night.
Hell
Connor, you've got a date with Garage tonight.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I've got some stuff to take care of first.
Oh, what do you have to take
He's
care of?
moving.
Sean, damn it! I was leading him right into it. I do have to move.
Real quick,
Just moving.
Just moving.
Sunday. Come see me. Get outside. Manny Young.
Oh, yeah.
Bike race. Make sure. Noon. You boys can always come out.
I got invited to something on Sunday at 3 in the morning the other night. I woke up to tickets just in my inbox for something on Sunday. I'm very intrigued. I
Did
might
you get
go do
booty
it.
called by an event?
I did. I literally got booty called by an event. I might go. I'd love for whoever invited me to reach out about the whole inviting me thing. But do it, please, soon, because I have to get out of here. It's Unfiltered time.
Hey,
He's Sean
Ray.
Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Brace Dunne back on Monday.
Now on 97.5